and they are going to have a pounding running back in Jaden Wallen, and that's kind of something Fulton's had trouble stopping throughout the year is the power running game.
Yeah, power running has definitely been an issue, even if it's not necessarily big backs, just guys that consistently run hard. I mean, we've seen Fulton even struggle with guys that just keep their feet pumping. You go back to Seymour, they broke off some pretty good runs with guys that were, smaller frame but still had that big mentality. It'll be interesting to see how they handled this one. We were talking to the coaches at pregame meal, and the common consensus seems to be they feel like if they can stick close and kind of outlast the Cyclones, they've got a chance to pull off an upset tonight.
Captains for Elizabethton, Bryson Rowland, Kyron Smalls, Caleb Campbell, and Braden Rainwater meeting down in the center of the field. For the Falcons, it will be Derek Smith along with Garen Bailey. Looks like Noah Lyons also out there for the Falcons as the coin toss is in the air. And it appears that Elizabethton has won the toss, and they will elect to receive the football first here in this football game. So it'll be the Falcons kicking off to Elizabethton as the Falcons will kick from left to right. So glad that you could join us as kickoff temperature is going to be 63 degrees, but you've been outside. The wind is blowing, and the Falcons will be probably kicking into the teeth of the wind to open up the football game.
Yeah, and the big thing is it's not really going one direction. It's been kind of sporadic, so I don't really know you can give an advantage tilt to one team or the other depending on which way they go. Wind's kind of doing whatever it wants to. But it could be an interesting night for the kicking group here. As we've seen, Fulton's had some struggles in the past. The wind just adds an extra element to that not many are ready to compete or contend with. Be interesting to see what Elizabethton does as far as the return unit. We've seen teams kind of move guys around to get them in more favorable positions, and Elizabethton not necessarily one of those quick, shifty teams. Like you said, more known for their power up front and kind of big backs. Be good to see what they do as far as the return game goes, as we've seen Fulton has been burned a few times on kick return this year.
As for the Falcons, it will be kicking off. It will be Dennis Padilla.
Going with a similar look we've seen the last 2 weeks.
As back very deep
like
for
15.
Elizabethton is Wallen. Several Wallens on this football team.
Wallen
we'll
with
be
an I.
saying, yeah, we'll be saying not any relation to Morgan Wallen. It's spelled differently. As we're just about ready for Fulton's 34th appearance in the TSSAA State Football Playoffs. Padilla addresses the ball, bounces it down the field, rolling around. It's going to be picked up. The ball is running around. It's falling around. It's loose. And let's see. There's a scrum. Fulton jumped on it. Did Elizabethton fall back on top of it? Fighting for the football, and they will say it was recovered by Elizabethton as somebody saved it right at the very last second and ripped it away from the Falcons' Walter Williams on the coverage as they hit it to Wallen, the big running back, and he just kind of fumbled it around, and it gave Fulton a chance to bear down on it, but couldn't stop it in time as the ball will be stopped at the 28-yard line, and that's where Elizabethton will have it first down and 10 yards to go. Empty set. They're going to have two H-backs, almost like wing backs, and a receiver to the far side. They're going to go handoff to the H-back running right, as with the football, that is going to be number 28, Justice Wallen. And he's going to be stopped after a short gain of about 2 as Kamani Lawrence makes the tackle. This Fulton team defensively pretty banged up. Several key starters going to be out tonight, so some guys are really going to have to step up. As your second and third leading tacklers for the Falcons not playing tonight, Raymond Thomas and Tavarie Allen, as they were injured in the Gibbs game. Single back set. Quarterback is going to keep it, and he's going to be tripped up as he gets it past the 30 up to the 31-yard line. The quarterback is Rhett Slagle, and he kept it, went right up the middle, and he's tumbled down by the Fulton defense. And the Falcons find themselves defensively seeing Elizabethton in a 3rd and 7.
Stop right here would be huge. You haven't really started off well in your first defensive possession the past few weeks, so this would be huge.
Elizabethton scores 35.1 points per game. They're trying to convert a 3rd and 7. They need to get it past the 38, and Fulton as they typically do at the beginning of a game. The hard count gets them to jump offside, so 3rd and 7 becomes 3rd and 2, and those are the kind of the killer mistakes because it makes Elizabethton's opportunity here for conversion a little bit easier.
It is now 3rd and 2.
Single back set. 2 receivers to the right. Handoff goes to the tailback.
Stonewalled.
Let's see if they drive the pile forward. It'll be a first down, and I think it's going to be enough as he squirted past the 36, and then Elizabethton set up the pile to push forward, and it was just enough for – well, no, it wasn't enough. They're going to mark it a little bit short to the 36.
Fully anticipate Cyclones to go for it here. They feel like they've got the size advantage.
And probably try to get Fulton to jump again.
4th and a long 1, it looks like.
Split wide receivers with an H-back to the left of the quarterback. Slagle claps his hands. 4th down, 2 yards to go. Slagle claps, is going to keep it, and is going to have the first down as he collapses. They collapse the left-hand side, and Slagle jumps over the defender and carries for a first down. Gosh, that's so tough. Again, it's been Fulton football down for the last several years. You can stop them for 3 downs. When they go for it on 4th, that's usually when the conversions take place.
4th down's always a harder stop than 3rd, Russell.
8:50 remaining first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Cyclones at their own 45-yard line. Now they'll go in the shotgun with 2 running backs. Handoff, getting a nice block and slipping through up to the 49. That is going to be Wallen again.
Russell, you kind of feel like this is going to be how tonight's going to go, just constant downhill running and Fulton having to bow their necks and get stops.
Yeah, gain of 4 to the 49. So Elizabethton probably 4-down territory the rest of the way down the field, facing a 2nd and 6.
Yeah.
Wide receiver to the far side is going to be Whitehead. Elizabethton is moving towards the scoreboard here at their pretty much brand new football stadium. Split receivers, handoff is going to go, and getting into Fulton territory down to the 48 is going to be the running back, C.J. Mathis.
Now, guys, this is definitely a run-heavy team, but don't forget passing is an option. You look at their receiver core, you've got a senior tight end, a couple junior wide receivers, a senior on the outside, and then your H-back also a senior that can work out of the backfield.
Yeah, Slagle, 94 completions for 1,120 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Well, here's another 3rd and short situation, 3rd and 3. They've got to get it to the Fulton 45. Fulton with 3 down linemen. Quarterback, Slagle, is going to keep it. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be dropped. Dropped for maybe a gain of 1. Really a pleasant spot for Elizabethton as they're going to mark him up to down to the 47.
So here we go again.
Lions in on the tackle, and now
4th and 2.
Elizabethton's going to bring the power set in. They've already converted 1 4th down. Can they convert another as the clock hits 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter? 4th down and 2. Wallen in at the running backs as the quarterback Slagle asks for the football. Fulton puts 5 men up on the line of scrimmage. Well, they try to get Fulton to jump. Wallen with blocking is going to keep it, and he's going to be hit and stopped.
He didn't get
Derek Smith. Derek Smith came off the edge as the quarterback Slagle ran to the left just like they did before on 4th down, and Derek Smith comes up to make the tackle, and he is stopped for no gain, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, credit to the defense right there. Fool me once, shame on you. You're not going to fool me again. Right there, beautiful stop by Smith and company, just right there stonewalling right the line of scrimmage. And now you're setting up close to the midfield stripe here at your own 47. Good spot to start your first drive of offense.
So here's Javon Molden in at quarterback. Fulton will go 3 receivers to the far side. Actually, 5 receivers set to go for the Falcons. They're going to throw it out to Smith.
Too far
the pass overthrown and incomplete as they tried to throw it to the 3 receiver side, and it's thrown out of bounds. As Fulton went empty with quad receivers, they're going to try to throw it out to Smith with blocking out front and couldn't do it. Elizabethton lists their starting defense as a 4-3.
It almost looks more like a 5 technique.
Yeah,
the way
they're
run
watching.
It.
Yeah, they move 5 men up on the line of scrimmage. Smith comes in motion behind the quarterback, Molden. They're going to give it to Johnson up the middle. Johnson patiently waiting, squirts through, gets it into Elizabethton territory down to the 48. Smalls with the tackle for Elizabethton. He's one of their leading tacklers on the team, the defensive end. Kind of a UT type looking play there as the mesh point. Now Johnson just patiently waiting and gets a nice gain. It'll be 3rd down and a long 5 for the Falcons. 2-by-2 this time receivers. Johnson is the lone running back. 3 down linemen for the Cyclones. Molden hitched to the near side, dropped, incomplete. Had it open, it would have been close to a first down intended for McNair, and he dropped it coming back to the football as they tried to throw short to the Elizabethton sideline. It'll be 4th down, and Joe Moore will come into the ball game to punt it away.
Yeah, right here we're seeing, Coach Long putting his money on the defense tonight, thinking they can get a stop, and we're playing the field position game.
Whitehead and Wallen will be back deep to receive to punt for the Falcons. The Falcons come out of the huddle and couldn't find where the football. They haven't snapped it. Fulton was wanting to go quick on the snap, and the officials
said, no, we're going to put on this hash.
Moving around. Now Fulton will try to get set up. Lots of confusion now. Still 18 seconds on the play clock, so the Falcons will have time to punt it away. Good snap. Moore gets it.
Good kick.
Drives this one. It's going to take a bounce, and it's going to roll down right on the 19-yard line. So a good job by Joe to get it out of there. And Elizabethton's second offensive possession of the game will start right there at the 19. No score here in the first quarter, 5:41 remaining between the Falcons and the Cyclones. Elizabethton, coached by Sean Witten in his 18th year, a record of 169 wins, 53 losses. Of course, Witten, the name of royalty here in Upper East Tennessee. Of course, his brother Jason Witten, Tennessee Volunteer, Dallas Cowboy, now a high school coach in Texas. 1st and 10 for Elizabethton. They'll have 2 receivers to the near side. Handoff to the running back. Big hole coming through. This is going to be Wallen, and he will crash past the 25 to the 26 as Derek Smith took the brunt of the hit.
You know, honestly, I think he could have kept going if he wanted to. I don't know if he ever got his knee down.
And Derek took a pretty big hit from the running back Wallen. They don't list their sizes on the roster, but I will tell you, they're big. Especially Jaden Wallen, who wears number 40, who's in at running back now, as it looks like Elizabethton wants to try to pound the Falcons. Handoff. Wallen again slips through, has running room into the secondary to the 35, and he'll have a first down.
Yep. Wallen listed as a running back, built like a linebacker, kind of gives you an Eddie Lacy look out of the backfield there.
Gibbs last week against Fulton rushed for over 400 yards. Fulton just could not find a way to get it stopped. Elizabethton has a size advantage up front and at running back. The Fulton defense has just got to find a way to create piles. But the first 2 plays they've given it to Wallen, there's been gigantic holes. 1st and 10. They go again. Runs to the right, gets to the outside 40. 42, hit and driven backwards as Lyons came up to make the tackle for the Falcons. But again, another big gainer on first down.
Yeah, it seems like this drive they're having a lot more luck off tackle as opposed to up the middle. Fulton kind of stymied them on that first possession. Right now trying something a little different. Looks like Wallen coming out of the game.
Gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down 4. Approaching the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. There's no score. Elizabethton taking their time. 7 seconds on the play clock. Same formation. 2 receivers to the left. Handoff. Hit and drop for a short gain. Is cutting through to make the tackle. And tripping up the running back is going to be Padilla. As that time they changed it up and went with Mathis on the carry. Gain of about 2. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Cyclones.
We're already nearing the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter.
Yeah, very fast-moving first quarter of this football game. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far. 3rd down and 2 for the Elizabethton team in black. Quarterback Rhett Slagle looks to the sideline, gets a new play call. Single running back. They hand off to him. Pyle breaks through a tackle, won't get through the second one. It'll be a loss. Holding on for dear life there, Dennis Padilla, and it'll be 4th down again. It's been 4th down the whole ball game. And Elizabethton is going to send their punter, Campbell, into the ball game to kick it away. That time Fulton created a pile, and Padilla was able to get through and take down the runner, Mathis.
Yeah, big thing is on defense, you don't have to blow the whole thing up. You just got to cause a little bit of chaos.
Well, you got to do your assignments here. Be ready for a fake. 4th and 2, approaching midfield. Campbell to punt it. Gets the snap. Good pressure off the end. High kick that's going to take a great roll for Elizabethton.
Backed up.
And I talk about a great roll. It hit at about the 20, and it rolls all the way down to the 7. It was the hang time on that was such that Elizabethton was able to get down the field and cover, and Derek Smith got away from it, and it took an Elizabethton bounce, and the Falcons are going to be backed up. And I think, you know, you could go for it there and maybe get it, but I think Elizabethton seeing early in the early going, this is a field position ball game.
Yeah, definitely. I think that both coaches are well aware, and, I mean, if you can force them to go 93 yards, worst case scenario, you wear down their offense. Best case scenario, you get and punt the ball away and you start on the good side of the field.
Johnson will be the running back. H-back to the left will be Womble. Now he cuts back to the right. Fulton 2 receivers to the left. They'll snap it from the 7. They give it to Johnson. Has a hole. It closed, but Al's going to drive the pile forward. Still driving forward up to the 13, maybe the 14-yard line.
Maybe about 3 to go on that one.
Yeah,
good
that'll
rugby
be a
scrum.
gain of 7 is the Fulton offensive line that time, with a nice surge up front to give Al Johnson room to run.
Yeah, that's something Fulton offensively is going to have to do this game. You know, past few weeks they haven't been able to play in front of the stick. So.
Yeah, big thing to remember is it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be effective.
Right.
2nd down 3. Ball at the 14-yard line of Fulton. Molden asks for it, gets the snap. Going to throw near side. Pass is going to be complete and caught for a short gain.
Might be enough.
Let's see. Making the catch is going to be Travis Ballinger at about the 16.
Near side will give it to him. Nope,
And it's
going to
be close. The pass was high, and that gave the cornerback for Elizabethton, who was Blevins, an opportunity to come up and make the tackle. And they'll say the pass and catch was enough for a 1st down. He was driven back to the 15, but they'll say he caught it at the 17, and that was enough for a 1st down. So if nothing else, you've moved the football off the goal line.
A little bit of breathing room and a fresh set of downs, all you can ask for right here.
1:15 remaining in what's been a very fast-moving first quarter of play in this first-round playoff game. Kieras Cox has checked in as a wide receiver to the near side in the place of Ballinger. Derek Smith in the slot to the left. They'll throw out to Smith, pass overthrown and incomplete. They've tried that twice, and Molden has just airmailed Derek Smith on both occasions.
Russ, I don't know what's going on. Is it the elevation change or something?
Maybe. We're close to the mountains up here. So that stops the clock with 57 seconds remaining in the first quarter. As the Falcons go back into the huddle. 2nd down 10 from their own 17-yard line. Elizabethton employing a 4-man defensive front. They walk a linebacker up. Handoff Johnson. Gets hit right in the hole. Tries to bounce off. Not much. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 3rd and long for the Falcons. And this is the kind of the situation you didn't want to get into if you're Fulton, having to be in 3rd down and long situations.
Yeah, I like getting Albert Johnson involved early, but you've got to connect on those passes to Derek Smith and Molden, because if you got that passing game involved, it's going to make the run game a lot easier on you.
Ball's on the 17, right in the middle of the field. 10 seconds on the play clock, 17 on the game clock. Big conversion opportunity for the Falcons. They'll go double twins. Molden has time. Sets up, now flushed. He's going to throw off his back pocket, looking for Derek Smith. Overthrown and incomplete. as Smith was streaking down the field.
You had space on the near side here. You could have got it something better off, and it may have been only a stick route, but it's still been a first down.
4th and 10.
The pass is incomplete, stops the clock with 4 seconds left, and the Falcons will have to punt it away. And you wonder maybe if Elizabethton might try to bring the house here and get a block punt. Joe's got to do a great job. And again, the decision by Elizabethton to punt and play field position may pay off here. 4th and 10. Joe Moore with his heels on the 5. Gets it, kicks it away. Nice kick. Maybe the best of the year by Joe Moore, and it drives Elizabethton back to the 50. Fair catch by Whitehead right on the 50-yard line as Joe Moore, when he absolutely had to do it, got away his best punt of the year.
That was a great job by Joe right there.
Not
Just
only
getting that off.
Yeah, not only distance, but hang time. It's about a 33-yard punt, but for what it did, it gave the Falcons a chance defensively.
Yeah, and guys, hang time has not been his strong suit this year, but so far he's looked great on both punts tonight.
That's the end of the first quarter. No score in this playoff game from Elizabethton. We'll take a 60-second break and be back as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
All the negativity?
Second quarter set to get underway. Handoff. Going over the left side is going to be Landry Buckles. And Buckles gets hit after about a 2-yard gain as Dennis Padilla, giving it up for the Falcons tonight, stops him after a 2-yard run. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Elizabethton with the football in Fulton territory at the 48-yard line.
You know, Russell, if we list him on the roster as a kicker, this is a lot more impressive than it already is.
Well, Padilla, really a great story this year, and we'll talk more about it as the night goes along. Elizabethton's going to have 3 receivers on the right. Single running back. The running back is Mathis. They'll give it to, no, the quarterback's going to keep it. Slagle around the end, and he's going to be hit and dropped. Walter McNair stayed at home. And McNair makes the tackle. A short loss as Slagle, who doesn't run it a lot, faked the handoff to Mathis and tried to run the outside, and Fulton played their defensive keys, stayed at home, and made the play.
I'll tell you what, he may not run a lot, but with McNair in the area, he's not running it at all.
Justice Wallen will be the running back this time. Elizabethton facing a 3rd down and 8. Single running back. H-back will be to the left. 2 receivers to the right. Fulton trying to get the defensive play call. Pressure on. Slagle.
All kinds of
trouble,
pressure.
and he's going to be sacked. He is sacked back in Elizabethton territory at the 47-yard line, as chasing him down was Nathan Francis with the tackle, and it will be 4th and long as Joe Moore came with the blitz off the edge. He saw that, had to step out, ran to the near side, and the cavalry came for the sack.
I'll tell you
Great
what.
job by the defense tonight.
Yeah, Scott Brown got to be happy with the effort on that one.
4th and 13. Here is Campbell to punt it away. His last one was a good one. Kick. And this one is going to take a bounce, and it's going to roll. Oh, my goodness. And it's going to roll even better. It's going to die on the 6-yard line.
If they keep rolling those off, you're going to have to just take the fair catch and, you know.
Yeah, you're going to have to go up there and try to catch it.
Yeah, I mean, save yourself 15 yards because at this point, I mean, that's about all you netted in the last drive.
Yep. Elizabethton winning the field position battle here in the first half as Fulton, for their 2nd drive in a row, backed up the last both of these drives starting at the 7. 9:48 first half, second quarter. No score between two teams that both won 6 games in the regular season. 3 receivers to the right, actually 4 receivers to the right, as Womble will be the quarterback. Womble throws it out to Derek Smith. Pass is complete, and then he's hit down immediately.
Maybe a gain of 1 on that
one. Bryson Rowland, as they're trying to find different ways to get it to Derek Smith, and they've just had difficulty doing it. You've got to almost somehow, by hook or crook, try to hit him deep down the field somehow, like we saw at Anderson County, but that's not going to be easy. They give him a gain of 1 up to the 8. Second down for the Falcons, as Womble will still be in as the Wildcat quarterback. Derek Smith is the lone receiver now to the left side of the formation, and Fulton's going to ask for a timeout as there was just lots of confusion getting lined up. 9:02 remaining first half, no score between Fulton and Elizabethton. Back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Fulton Football on WKCS Radio.
Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Tennessee needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Fulton facing a 2nd down and 9 here at Elizabethton High School. No score here in the first half. It's been a defensive struggle on both sides. Molden is back in at quarterback for the Falcons. Albert Johnson, the running back. They'll send Ballinger in motion to the left. Low snap. Molden picks it up. Throws. Pass is going to be incomplete. Diving attempt landed a little bit short of the receiver, who was Derek Smith on the far side, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 again.
Connection just not been there.
Actually, that was, I believe that was McNair. They tried again. It was McNair. So here we go again. 3rd down, 9. Fulton will go 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Molden, low snap, picks it up off the ground. Pressure on, looks to throw. Going to be sacked, drops the football. It's been picked up by a Fulton lineman. This is Larry Lopez running with the football, and then he will be hit down at the 10-yard line. Disaster all over the place. Is there a flag? I can't tell if that's a flag or a piece of paper all the way across the field or part of the chain. But Fulton fumbled it right on the goal line. Larry Lopez picked it up and almost got loose for a moment. But it'll be a gain of maybe 2. 4th down, and Joe Moore will have to punt it out of the end zone. He's got to have another great punt right here. Good snap. The kick by Joe. Yeah, it's going to drive Elizabethton back, and it'll be caught at the 43. Not as deep as the last one, as Zach Wallen makes the catch, but still effective. But Fulton's got to find a way to flip this field position somehow.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing good things on offense. Passing game doesn't seem to be there quite yet, but you're also kind of, hamstringed by the fact that you're playing out of your own end zone each time.
Well, and your offense is just absolutely bottled up right now and can't move the football. And it's the same situation as last week. Coach Brown, in watching film, remarked most of Gibbs' scoring drives last week came in a similar position like this, where they had the ball on the positive side of the field. Those were short touchdown drives because Fulton just could not flip the field position.
Oh, yeah, it's always easier when you only have to cover about 40 yards as opposed to 80.
Especially when you're just trying to chew up yards. Slagle, Wallen is the running back. They'll give it to Wallen, and he'll fall forward for maybe 2. as he fell down for 2 yards, as Fulton got some pressure in the backfield, but he was able to fall forward for positive yardage. 8 minutes remaining first half, no score. This Falcon defense playing tough. They could desperately use a turnover of some sort here, or a big play of any kind. 2nd down, 8.
How does it go, Russell? You give your kingdom for a takeaway?
Yeah. H-back in front, 2 running backs to the side of the quarterback. Fakes, looks to run, and he's going to run right into the tackler, who was Joe Moore. Joe was turned sideways. Slagle faked left, ran right, and ran right into Joe Moore, and Joe just grabs him and pulls him down.
Yeah, he tried to stiff arm, and Moore just saw that as the little heads up of, hey, I'm here, and he just held on for dear life, and it was effective.
3rd and 7. I don't believe we've seen Elizabethton try to put it in the air yet. 20 seconds on the play clock. Sean Witten calls the play down below. Split wide receivers. Single back for the quarterback, Slagle. Gets the snap. Back to pass, pressure on, and he is going to be sacked. No, he throws it up. Pass is complete. Let's see what they call here. He was being drugged to the ground by Womble as he fell. He flipped the ball down the field, but was his knee down?
I think it was. Looking at our replay.
Well, they're going to say, yeah, his knee was down, but they're going to give it as a completion. It's not a sack. It's going to be 4th down, and that's going to allow Elizabethton to go for it here. So a big break for Elizabethton, as they're able to go for it on 4th down, as they did not call the sack. 2 receivers on the right. And it's going to be a quick kick.
Oh.
Kicks it towards the sideline. Going to take a bounce, and it's going to roll. And even the quick kick gets a roll, as it's going to be down at the 12. As Slagle was in the short punt formation and just punched it down the field. Derek Smith was in the area. If Derek had wanted to take a risk, if you wanted to take a risk there and pick it up, he might have been able to get loose. But instead, he let it roll. And the Falcon offense comes back out on the field in a tie ball game, 0-0, 6:02 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, Russell, I'm kind of torn there. Part of me says, take the chance, try to make something happen, but at the same time, it's also really early in the ball game. We start taking risks.
Molden with 2 receivers to the right. Johnson, the running back, makes a man miss in the hole, makes a nice cut. Will get it up to the 13, to the 14, and is driven backwards, as they'll mark it by maybe the 13 instead. So it'll be a gain of 1 on the run by Johnson. There was a hole, but then it was filled quickly by Elizabethton. Second down and 9, as the Fulton offense just has not been able to get much going here.
Yeah, no, they're getting some subs in there, trying to get some different looks and see what works.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Somebody's got to make a play somewhere. 10 seconds on the play clock. They send Derek Smith in motion to the left. Molden drops back. Has time, now flush. Dumps it off to Johnson. Makes a man miss. Here's Johnson. Bounces to the outside. Has a first down and will get it up to the 29-yard line.
It's pretty big right there.
First down with no laundry. You love to see it.
Patient running by Albert to get what he could and give great credit to the quarterback, Javon Molden, just dumping it off. And that's the biggest play of the game for the Falcons, as that will get a first down to the 29-yard line. Fulton again will go with 4 receivers to the left. When they've done that, they've been trying to get blocking out front for Smith.
Screen.
Smith is second to the sideline, and now we have a whistle.
What we got? Equipment issue? Yep. Got to cover the knees.
You got a tall player with short pants.
It's to no fault of their own, Russell. I've seen those pants. They don't make them very long.
Yeah, they don't. That's the issue. And that's a point of emphasis across high school football. So Johnson will come in as the receiver. Womble in the Wildcat and gets a nice gainer past the 35 up to the 37.
Well, Russell, they had everyone fooled there, including us.
Yeah, they thought the action was going to come left to the 4-receiver side, and Womble in the Wildcat formation carries for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down and 3. And maybe the Fulton offense in a little confidence here. Fulton will go trips now to the left. 3 receivers. Johnson in at running back, Womble the quarterback. Johnson blocks out front for Womble. Womble puts his foot in the ground, makes a spin move. 45, and will get up to the 48-yard line. And that's going to be another 1st down for the Falcons.
Fulton nearing the midfield stripes, finally starting to get something on offense going here.
Under the 4-minute mark remaining, Fulton will get the football to get in the second half as Elizabethton won the toss and elected to receive.
Doesn't appear either team really in a hurry when they have the ball on offense in this half.
I don't think anybody thought this would be a fast-moving defensive struggle. 1st and 10, Falcons at their own 47. Smith in motion. Handoff goes to Johnson, hitting the hole, spins, and will fall forward from maybe a yard up to the 49. They ran the motion from Smith to try to be the decoy. Buckles and Zach Wallen in on the tackle for the Cyclones, but it is a gain of 1. Johnson had another 100-yard rushing game last week, but he is a little bit hobbled. He's had ice on his ankle about all week. Double twin set. Molden gets the snap. Looks to throw. Pressure on. Now rolls to the near side. Looking to throw, and he is going to be slung down. Waited too long, and then he is sacked by Justice Wallen. Actually body slammed by Wallen. And that's going to be a big loss back to the 42, and that's going to make it 3rd down and about 16 for the Falcons.
I don't know what it is. I don't think Molden's in the right headspace tonight. I mean, the passes have been off. The decision-making's been hit or miss, more miss than hit.
And Fulton's taking their time here, and I wonder if Coach Justin Long's going to let the clock run down, as there's 7 seconds on the play clock. 3rd and 16, and Womble's going to be the quarterback. And Fulton asked for a timeout right before the snap, as I don't know if anybody was looking, and Coach Brown, I think, ran over there and talked the official into a timeout. But really a good idea by Fulton here to run the clock down, because if you don't get a 1st down on 3rd and 16, you don't want to give Elizabethton much time here before halftime. 2nd timeout used by the Falcons. We said the winner of this game will take on the winner of the Anderson County Northview game that's going on tonight.
Both teams that Fulton's already faced this year when regular season and preseason play.
Elizabethton this year opened up with a loss to Science Hill 35-14. Defeated Granger 57-6. Cherokee 41-13. Won over Daniel Boone 42-0. Sullivan East 43-6. Lost to Dobbins Bennett 28-21. Then won at Northview Academy 49-20. At Volunteer 42-0. And then last week lost to Greenville 41-7. Greenville as good as advertised. That was the Region 1 championship game. Anderson County leading Northview 21-7.
It's 3rd and 16.
Well, 3rd and long. Fulton needs a miracle right here. Fulton will have 2 receivers to the right side of the formation. Derek Smith in the slot. Molden has an extra protector. Molden has time to throw. Going to throw deep middle. It's got a man. It's Womble. The miracle was answered, as Womble, streaking down the center of the field, makes the catch at the 29-yard line. And give a lot of credit to Javon Molden staying in the pocket. Albert Johnson with a nice pickup block on the blitz. And Womble, streaking down the center of the field, makes the catch for the 1st down.
Yeah, beautiful right there. You finally connect on the deep ball, and you got to say credit. Give it up for the offensive line, serving up 3 pancakes in the backfield there.
Yeah, finally got something to work.
Beautiful touch. Minute 27 remaining in the half. No score. Fulton at the Betsy 27. Again, Womble in the shotgun. Bounces to the outside. 25. Gets to the outside. Has some blocking. Needs somebody to get out of the way, and then will duck down as he gets it to the 15-yard line. And it will be a first down for the Falcons. Elizabethton has a player slow to get up on the far side, but he will get up. As Womble just could not find, had some room to run, but just couldn't find the open space to get downfield, but does carry for a first down with 1:05 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, prime example right there. What works sometimes is the play you have, not always the play you called.
Well, you think back to Halls when Fulton was in this situation and couldn't score right before halftime. Clock is running, 50 seconds on the clock. Handoff, Johnson blasted in the backfield and driven down. It's going to be a loss as the clock continues to run.
Johnson on the carry. Met first, but
And I think Fulton's going to have to ask for a timeout and use their last one here with – and Coach Long was tried to call timeout for about 7 seconds, and nobody would blow the whistle. There's 30 seconds on the clock.
Falcons.
And I know it's just an optical illusion, but if you look at the clock, when the clock hits about 32, it goes to 30. Like it seems like it's skips seconds as the time seems to move extremely fast, especially here at the end of the half. And if you're Fulton, you've put a pretty nice drive together.
Yeah.
You've got to find a way to get some points out of this.
Yeah, you'd love to cash out right here and carry a lead going into halftime, especially when you get the ball back in the third quarter.
So the situation is this. Ball at the Elizabethton 19-yard line. The loss on the run by Johnson makes it 2nd down and 14. Fulton has no timeouts. I would have to think you're going to see the Falcons, you about have to throw the football in this situation. I don't know that you've got time to run it and get more plays in if you want to get at least 3 more plays in before halftime.
Yeah, I would definitely pass her.
Twins receivers near side. Ball is on the far hash. Molden drops back, has time. Flushed, runs right, looks, throws, pass, intercepted. Intercepted down at about the 8-yard line. That's a couple of times this year kind of in that same situation. Running to the right, just threw it into traffic. And Wallen stepped in front of it and made the interception. And the Falcons unable to score right before halftime. And Elizabethton with 20 seconds left will have a chance. They have 3 timeouts left. Will the Cyclones try to make something happen here?
It's a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, that's tough. They just threw it right to him.
Russ, I feel like we've seen this one before.
Yeah.
I didn't like it the first time I saw it either.
Molden has done a great job this year not doing that, and that was just a bad time for that to happen. He's not thrown many interceptions on the year. I believe that's just his 5th. So here's Elizabethton. They'll have Jaden Wallen as the running back, split receivers, as they give it to Wallen, and he's going to be hit. Pile driving, and he'll get it up to the 26-yard line, and then a grand collision, and I believe that's going to be the end of the first half. I don't think anybody would have thought halftime it would be 0-0, but it is. It's been a defensive struggle as both teams' offenses unable to make big plays. Halftime of this Region 4A playoff game between Fulton and Elizabethton. It's Fulton 0, Elizabethton 0, and we will see if we can go down to the sideline. And Isaiah Gilmore is trying to track down Coach Justin Long, and I believe he has him. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Coach, it's 0-0 going into halftime, man. Nobody expected that. You preached all week that you expected this. What does it say about this bunch?
Man, our guys are battling, man. We've had like 2 or 3 fourth down stops. You know, guys are getting after it, man. Like it's adversity. It's playoff football. We just got to figure out a way. We get the ball here. We got to figure out a way to put a job together, go be it we've been all year, and just go make plays.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's Isaiah Gilmore down on the sideline as the Falcons and Elizabethton tied 0-0. And Parker, you've got to give this Fulton team a lot of credit. You know, you're down a couple of key defensive starters on defense. You got guys banged up all over the place, and this team is playing its heart out. Last week was not Fulton football that we've seen this year. tonight is.
Yeah, tonight's you're definitely getting the team that you expect to see on a Friday. Defense is looking good. Offense a little slow to start like we've seen in the last month, but they're starting to produce here in the second quarter as opposed to the second half we saw last week. And if you're worried, I think your tone from Coach Long right there is all you need. He seems excited and anxious and ready to get back out there and play some more ball. So if Coach is excited, I think we got something to look forward to in the second half.
Well, I think it's going to be a very positive Fulton locker room at halftime. And just, again, you've got to find a way to get some of your key players to make some plays. You had Womble with the great catch there to change the field position, but then also, you haven't been able to get it in the hands of Derek Smith. And I think when Fulton struggles offensively, it's when Derek doesn't get many chances.
Yeah, you just like we've said all year, you've got to get everybody involved, and then you've got to find ways to cap off drives. I mean, it's great to start down here at the 12 and work your way all the way down to the 8, but for it to end in an interception, that's nothing to write home about.
Yeah,
you want those long drives that end in points.
And you hope that's not one that you regret when the game is over, that you didn't score right there before halftime. 0-0 is our score. Fulton and Elizabethton tied at halftime. We will go back to Robert in the studio and take a 2-minute break, and then the law firm will be back with the halftime show. Jack McCulley, Trace McCulley, Manny McNish with our halftime show. Stay tuned. Halftime from Elizabethton. No score as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
Fulton football halftime show on WKCS Radio. I'm Trace McCulley. I'm Jack McCulley.
And I'm Manny McNish.
I'm going to give it to Jack for the first half stats. Well, for Fulton passing wise, Javon Molden is 5 for 11 with 52 yards, passing yards and 1 interception. And Rajon Womble is 1 for 1 with 1 yard. Rushing wise, Rajon Womble has 3 carries for 31 yards. And Albert Johnson has 6 carries for 10 yards. Receiving wise, Rajon Womble has 1 reception for 31 yards. Albert Johnson has a reception for 16 yards. Travis Ballinger has 2 receptions for a total of 5 yards. And Derek Smith has a reception for 1 yard. Joe Morris has punted 3 times. For Elizabethton, passing wise, Rhett Slegel is 1 for 1. He's 1 for 1 on attempts, completions. Rushing wise, Bird Wallen for Elizabethton has 5 carries for 29 yards. Rhett Slegel, the quarterback, has 7 carries for 9 yards. CJ Mathis has 4 rushes for 6 yards. And Justin Wallen has 2 rushes for 3 yards. Landry Buckles has 1 rush for 2 yards. Receiving wise, Kyron Smalls has 1 reception. And as Elizabeth has punted 3 times. Now I'm going to pass it to Manny for your score update for the playoffs around East Tennessee.
So far, Rockwood is leading Cosby 13-6 in the second quarter. Dobbins, Bennett, and Farragut are tied at 7 in the second quarter. Greenville's leading Carter 14-0 in the second quarter. Austin East and Johnson County are tied at 0 in the second quarter. Cleveland and Science Hill are tied at 7 in the second quarter with 9 minutes left. Sevier County is leading Central 21-0 in the second quarter. And Unicoi County is leading Union County 28-8. Alcoa is leading Pigeon Forge 35-0 in the second quarter. Anderson County is leading 28-7 in the second quarter with 9 minutes left. And a reminder that the winner of this game play the winner of that game between Northview and Anderson County. Coalfield's leading Jellicoe 40-0 in the second quarter. Gibbs is leading Cherokee 14-0 in the second quarter. Kingston and Gatlinburg Pittman are tied at 7 at the start of the second quarter. Maryville is leading William Blunt 28-3 in the second quarter. Oliver Springs is leading Cloudland 28-6 in the second quarter. West is leading Davy Crockett 20-0 in the second quarter. Oak Ridge and Ray County are tied at 0. Meigs County is leading Grundy County for 28-6 in the second quarter. Stone Memorial is leading Loudon 14-13 with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. And Macon County is leading Soddy Daisy 20-0 in the second quarter. So I'm now going to pass it over to Trace for your first half, to preview and pick some college games for this weekend.
Thanks, Manny. And we're going to start off with number 23 Clemson at Virginia Tech. Well, Clemson, they played Georgia week 1. Everyone rolled them out, but then they started getting talked about again. But they hadn't really played anyone, and they proved it when they lost to Louisville. So I think Clemson is going to come in and get it done against Virginia Tech, but not by a lot. I think they might look a little sloppy going into it, but I think they're going to get it done. And not prove a lot, but I think they'll get it done.
Yeah, for me in this one, I think that I'm going to have to go with Clemson. While they lost to Louisville and Georgia, Georgia's a great football team, probably going to be a top 4 seed in the upcoming playoffs. And, Louisville and that Louisville game, I think, might have been a little bit of a fluke, Defensively, they didn't play well, but I think ultimately Clemson's going to be able to beat Virginia Tech in this one and just show everybody that they're still there and they're still in a fight. So.
Well, Clemson really didn't impress me last week, but they're still in a fight for the ACC championship with only 1 loss in that conference. But Virginia Tech, they're just trying to make a bowl game at this point, and they cut it close with Miami a few weeks ago. And I don't think Clemson's going to come off this loss well. I think Virginia Tech will beat them. Up next, we got number 3 Georgia, number 16 Ole Miss. Well, I'm sure don't think Jackson Dart's going to do in this game what he did last game, but, the way Georgia looked against Florida didn't look good. Florida seriously would have probably won that game if DJ Lightweight didn't get hurt. But I think Georgia will come in. I think they're going to get it done against Ole Miss. I think they'll beat them by more than what people will think, especially coming off that Florida game. And I think Georgia's going to get it done because Ole Miss, they've been one of the most inconsistent teams this season, it seems like. I'm going to rock with Georgia.
Yeah, I agree with you on the take that Ole Miss hasn't been very consistent, but I think I'm going to have to go with them to pull off the upset in this one. You know, they're at this point they're fighting for a playoff spot, and you got to win out. And I mean, according to Jackson Dart, I think everybody's locked in and ready to go out there and fight. And so I'm going to have to go with Ole Miss in this one, get it done in the upset.
Well, yeah, Ole Miss is fighting for a playoff spot here in this game, and most likely eliminated completely, maybe with a loss here. But Georgia, they're fighting it in the SEC championship. They might not get it with a loss here, so this is a lot on the line here in this game. And like you said, Georgia, they haven't played the games that they have played. They haven't looked pretty that much. They almost lost to Kentucky. They almost lost to Florida. They lost to Alabama. I don't really know how good they are at this point, but I'm still going to roll with Georgia because I think that Ole Miss will collapse under pressure and that they won't get it done. Up next, we have number 17, Iowa State and Kansas. Well, Kansas wasn't even close to any expectations coming into the season. Ever since they lost to Illinois, it's been downhill, but Iowa State has exceeded expectations going into the year. No one really expected them to be this good. They're in contention for the Big 12 championship, and I think they're going to definitely stay in contention here and get a big win over Kansas. I think they should have won this one by a lot. Don't think it should be that close, and I'm going to rock with the Cyclones.
You know, Kansas, like you said, Jack, hasn't lived up to expectations this year. You know, and to be honest, I was really excited for this Kansas team with, you know, really good quarterback, really good running back, you know, and really a great coach. And I really thought Kansas could make it to the playoffs and possibly go all the way. But obviously that hasn't happened. But I don't know. I believe that they're out of bowl contention at this point. Or
if they win out, they can make a bowl game.
Yeah, exactly. If they win out, they can make a bowl game. And, you know, I think they're going to help those chances beating Iowa State this weekend. Because Iowa State, coming off loss to Texas Tech, I don't think has really proved anything. They haven't played anybody. Texas Tech has been the best opponent they've played, in my opinion. And they really didn't show out in that one. And so I think I'm going to have to go with Kansas to pull off the upset.
Yeah, well, I don't know how good Iowa State is, especially after that game against the Texas Tech, because they really haven't played anyone. I don't know if they've even played a ranked team yet, but they're gonna have to. They're definitely gonna have to win this game against a not very good Kansas team. Like man said, I thought Kansas was gonna be really good this year, be a shot at the playoff, but clearly that didn't happen. But Iowa State is one of the teams that shocked us. And I'm going to take Iowa State here. Up next, we have South Carolina at Vanderbilt. I mean, Diego Pavia, he's a good quarterback. I mean, they definitely hit big with the New Mexico State transfer. Got a big win over Auburn against Hugh Freeze. But I think the South Carolina team is one of the most underrated in the SEC. I think they have a good quarterback. I think South Carolina's capable of a lot next year because they basically already eliminated themselves from most things this year. But I think South Carolina's a good football team. They can come into any place, whether they're at home or away, and they can come and compete. And I think that's what they're going to do against Vanderbilt. And I think they're going to pick up a big win here on the road against the Commodores.
Yeah, and this one, you know, Vanderbilt has got the home field advantage, having probably one of the best seasons in, you know, the last 20 years. And I think that, you know, with Diego Pavia and a solid rushing attack, I think that they're going to be able to get it done at South Carolina. I agree with you, Jack, that South Carolina is going to be a force next year, and I think will be good the next year and the next year because the North Sellers who is currently their quarterback and is playing out of his mind football, is a redshirt freshman. So he's got 4 more years to develop and grow. But Vanderbilt has lost 1 game. Yeah, has lost 1 game at home this year, and that was to a really good Texas team. And I think offensively, with Tim Beck as the offensive coordinator, they're going to be able to reach into their bag, pull out some trick plays, and have a really good, solid rushing attack against the South Carolina defense. And defensively for Vanderbilt, I think that they're going to be able to play really well. And in my opinion, this game is really going to come down to who controls the line of scrimmage. If South Carolina controls it, they'll probably come out on top. But I think Vanderbilt will be able to control it and come away on top in this one.
Yeah, well, like Jack said, Diego Pavia has been playing really good this year for Vanderbilt. We didn't expect him to be this good, for sure. But after that one against Alabama, they beat Kentucky, they beat Auburn, they suffered a loss to Texas, but kept it close. But South Carolina is also under the radar team. The quarterback Sowers, he's played pretty good this year. This could be a tough game for South Carolina, but I have to choose them on the road against Vanderbilt. And up next, we have number 9, BYU and Utah. Utah is their team that fell short of expectations this year. I mean, people were seriously talking about them winning the Big 12, being a 4th seed in the playoffs, but almost all hope has died there. But I don't think Utah's definitely not capable of coming in and getting this win. So I'm gonna have to go against the Utes and pick the Cougars, who are definitely capable of going to the Big 12 title and pulling up a top 4 seed in the college football playoff. Who no one really expected. If you expected this matchup, you would expect it to be the other way around, but BYU's fighting for it, so I think they're going to keep fighting here and get a win.
Yeah, for me in this one, I'm going to pick another upset. Away from the game here, I think this week can end up shaping up like, I believe it was week 6 when Vanderbilt beat Alabama and Arkansas beat Tennessee, and all sorts of upsets happen. I think Utah's going to be able to win this one. I'm not sure if Cameron Rising's going to be able to play this game against BYU, but, I mean, this is a big rivalry, and I assume that Utah is going to come out and show, hey, we're still here, and we're still a competitive football team, and I think they're going to pull off the upset against an undefeated BYU team.
Well, this game is very upset-prone, I'd say. A rivalry game. We'll end the season at Utah. BYU, we didn't expect them to be very good this year either, but they came out of nowhere and surprised us. They haven't really played a really tough schedule either. They beat Kansas State, but that's about it. And Utah, I thought they were gonna be good, but they weren't good. So I'm gonna go with Utah. I'm gonna take the upset here. Up next, we have number 20, Colorado at Texas Tech. Well, I mean, I feel like Colorado's one of the more overrated teams. I mean, I feel like Travis Hunter isn't the greatest player as people are making him out to be. I mean, his numbers are pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but I think I don't think they're going to come into Texas Tech and get this win. I mean, I feel like Texas Tech is an underrated, talented team. Everyone judging them for that week 1 win. I mean, that needs to stop. People are judging people too early from week 1 wins until like maybe week 5, because we ruled out Texas A&M and Clemson until that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Texas Tech to pull the upset off over Colorado.
Yeah, same here. Like you said, Jack, I don't think that Travis Hunter's as good as everybody makes him out to be. Offensively. It's kind of hard not to have really good numbers whenever you're the only person who can actually get the ball thrown to and consistently catch it. But, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Texas Tech in this one to beat Colorado. I just think Colorado's way overhyped still. Even though they're ranked now and in a really good position, I think that they're going to end up getting upset by Texas Tech.
Yeah, well, Colorado, they have had a pretty decent season so far. Where they're ranked right now. but Texas Tech's come off a really big way against Iowa State. So I think that they're not going to let the momentum get away. I think they're going to beat Colorado tomorrow. And up next, we have the game where College Game Day will be at. Number 11, Alabama. Number 15, LSU, which will probably eliminate Bama from playoff contention, and LSU. Whoever loses. Well, I mean, Bama LSU is one of the biggest rivalries in the SEC. I feel like it's very underrated. They play a good game almost each year. But, I mean, this Alabama offense involves Ryan Williams and Jalen Milroe. I mean, I feel like they only target one person more than the other ones per game. I mean, I feel like it's kind of easy to figure out. I feel like LSU can get it done here, especially at home. I think it's going to be loud. It's a game day. They're going to be fired up. I think LSU can win this one easily and eliminate Bama from playoff contention. I mean, I feel like Bama's doesn't use their talent right in Kalen DeBoer. I mean, it would almost be like a failed season if they have a 3-loss season because it's been a while since they did that under Nick Saban. They did that very few times, but I'm going to rock with LSU to get an upset win at home.
I'm going to have to go with Alabama to come into Death Valley in this one and pull off, I guess, what could be an upset considering on how you look at it. I don't know, but I think Alabama's just so used to making the playoffs and being in a good position that they're going to end up winning because obviously they know how to win. I think they're going to be able to get it done. So.
Well, I think it's going to be the environment is going to be really good for LSU, especially considering College Game Day. It's a non-game, I think. But putting that besides, Alabama, they're going to be probably eliminated from playoffs if they lose this game. So they really have to win it. I think they're going to be fired up and ready. But I think LSU, on the other hand, will be doing the same. But I'm going to go with LSU.
Yeah, and quick update on the scores around East Tennessee. McMinn County is leading Clinton 28-14 in the second quarter. Halls is leading Morristown West 14-0, and Powell is leading Tennessee 21-0.
Well, what do you guys think that Fulton's going to have to do to make him some improvements to come out in the second half, score more, and win? I mean, obviously the score tells the story. It's been slow. It's been sloppy. I mean, everyone's made minuscule mistakes that have turned out to be big, but they don't end up being big because the other team's just going to make another mistake. So Fulton should have they definitely got to clean it up. They definitely got to wake up. I mean, it's the playoffs. They got to get hyper. They got to play as a team. They've had some big plays. I mean, I feel like they should maybe get the ball in the air more instead of running it. The blocking should be better, but I mean, Fulton needs to make a lot of improvements to come out and win this game, and they're gonna have to keep Elizabethton contained for these next two quarters because they kept it contained for two. Can they keep them contained for the next two? So.
Yeah, for me, Fulton been playing great defensively. Gonna have to keep that up. Offensively, you're gonna have to find a way to drive the ball down and not turn the ball over in the red zone. You're gonna have to find a way to score. Whether that's opening the rushing attack, figuring out a way to complete more passes and get to a good spot, you're gonna have to figure out a way to get your offense going. So I think that ultimately, though, this game is gonna come down to time of possession, just based off the way the first half went. Yeah,
I can agree with that, but Fulton's got to get some more explosive plays, not waste much opportunities like they have in the first half. Keep playing well on defense here. Well, thanks for listening on WKCS Radio. I'm Trace McCoy.
I'm Jack McCoy. And I'm Manny McNish.
And we're going to be signing off here.
back here at Elizabethton High School as we get ready for the second half of play. No score between the Falcons and the Cyclones. Elizabethton will kick the football off first to open up the second half. They've got a good kicker in Will Bowers, Campbell, 35 of 52 on touchbacks, and I'm sure they don't want to kick it deep to Derek Smith, and he is back deep. Here's the kick. Low line drive kick that's going to take a bounce, and it's going to go into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Not much of a chance for Smith to get to that one, to have a chance to return. So the Falcons will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Molden in the first half, 5 of 11 for 52 yards. Albert Johnson, 6 carries for only 10 in the first half. You've got to get him going a little bit. So here we go for one of these teams, the last 2 quarters of the season. Been a great effort by the Falcons in the first half here. 3 receivers to the left. Molden in the shotgun, Johnson the single running back. They bring pressure off the edge. They dump it off Johnson, 20. Breaks through a tackle, gets it up to the 30, to the 32, and is knocked down as they just swung it to the near side to Albert Johnson. And the tackle, the safety, Zach Wallen, comes up to make the tackle. And that pass and catch is going to be enough for a first down for the Falcons.
I think a few of the hometown faithful wanted to hold here on the perimeter that set that block. But, I mean, when he's separated, it's hard to get that call.
Yeah, that's a great way to get Johnson involved here in the second half.
Trips will be to the right. Derek Smith will be to the left. 3 down linemen for the Cyclones. Molden, short drop, dumps it off to Johnson out of the backfield. Needs some help. Spins through a tackle, and we'll get it up to the 35. And not much further. It'll be a gain of a couple, but still positive yardage for the Falcons on first down. It'll be a gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Derek Smith has 1 catch in the game for 1 yard. Now this time Fulton will have 2 running backs. Johnson, and then an H-back will be Womble to the right. Handoff, Johnson. Bounces to the outside, cuts up. Here's Johnson, streaking down the far sideline. Breaks through a tackle, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, sir. Touchdown, Big Maroon. Albert Johnson roaring down the far sideline. And the Falcons have scored first in this football game as they lead it 6-0.
Huge Johnson carry right there. You finally get that splash play. I was just thinking it's eventually got to happen. That one going probably 66 yards. Russell, correct me if I'm wrong. But, I mean, that is huge. You come out and make a statement play like that, the Falcons are officially in the driver's seat.
66 yards on the touchdown run by Albert Johnson.
That's definitely one way to get him involved right there.
10:35 remaining in the first quarter. Here's Padilla to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Derek Smith. Low snap. The kick by Padilla is up, and it is
good.
Right down the middle. Timeout on the field, 10:35 remaining third quarter. Fulton 7 and Elizabethton nothing. And that was a big play for this Fulton offense just to get some confidence, I have to think.
Yeah, the confidence is huge. The momentum swing, I think, is even more huge. And that's going to carry over to defense. The defense has already looked good in the first half. You think they're only going to play even better now.
And you just kind of had to get him loose out of those piles that Elizabethton had been able to form on defense. And now the Falcons will get to kick off. And we'll see how the Cyclones can answer offensively.
Yeah, and real quick, just props to Coach Long there, getting creative, using that pass out of the backfield to give Johnson some space without having to use the handoff.
So Johnson has had a streak. He's been over 100 yards rushing in every game. He's got 8 on the year, 7 in a row from the Anderson County game on, and that was 66 yards. And that is a huge turn of events for this Fulton football team.
3/4 of the way there for this game.
But I don't think 7 is going to be enough to win it. Here's Padilla. Last time he just kind of line drived it down the field. They've got 3 returners back at the 10. Here's Padilla. punches it down the field, bounces, takes a bounce. It's going to be picked up. Now getting to the near side and being tackled and dropped is going to be Justice Wallen. Good coverage. Noah Lyons at the bottom of the pile for the Falcons. And the Cyclones will get it at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Russell, it looks like the adjustment on kickoff for the Falcons has been kind of dialed back on the aggressiveness just to avoid giving up the big play. I mean, yeah, you might start him at the 30, but 30 on a slow play is better than giving him up to the 50.
And that's Fulton really changed their philosophy on what to do on kickoff just because they just hadn't been able to cover them well, even when you've had some deep kicks. So you know Sean Witten's going to have some wrinkles in his playbook here. The quarterback is Slagle in the shotgun with a single running back. Fakes an option and is going to be hit and dropped. Fake pitching it out to Wallen, kept it. And he'll be stopped for maybe a yard up to the 28-yard line.
Like Slagle only averaging about 24 yards on the ground in the game per game this year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's much of a threat to run it.
And I don't think the Fulton coaching staff, as they looked on film, really considered him to be he's a guy that can run it and do some good things, but he's not a major threat in the offense. Two receivers to the left. Elizabethton moving left to right. Slagle's going to throw it out. Pass is going to be intercepted. No, it's dropped. I thought he had it. Stepping in front of the pass was Womble. Also in coverage was McNair. And they both got in front of the receiver and I think knocked the ball out of each other's hands as they tried to throw it. They tried to throw it on the left side, and Fulton was ready for it.
Yeah, that had pick six written all over right there.
You're exactly right. If that's a one-on-one player out there and it's just one of them out there solo, I think that's a house call 7 days out of the
Womble
week.
jumped the route, and he just couldn't make the catch. So a reprieve for Elizabethton, 3rd and 9. Falcons show blitz up on the line of scrimmage. They're going to pitch it out, option to the far side with running room, and getting the first down is going to be, as they change running backs, they went with Mathis, and they went with the option pitch to the far side, and 3rd and 9 turns into a first down for the Cyclones.
Yeah, Mathis out there looks like he's more of their perimeter back because he's got a little bit more speed than Wallen does.
So it moves the chains, ball up to the 44. A big conversion there by Elizabethton. Mathis, 33 carries, 274 yards coming into this game. Trips receivers to the right. 1st and 10. Handoff, Mathis. Streaking through and getting 9 yards. Great balance up the middle. And he carries into Fulton territory at the 48.
Yeah, that entire carry was only about a foot off the ground, it looked like. He was running low and quick.
Well, now Elizabethton going to try to run some tempo here. 3 receivers to the right. Single back. Handoff Mathis again, and is going to be crunched down. A big hit.
Looked like he got hit by his own player on that one.
And it's going to be, looks like it's going to be enough for a first down. As they're going to ask the official to take a look at it. Will they bring the chains out? I don't know.
Last time he called it from the center of the field, he didn't have a measure. They're going to measure.
Yeah, there will be an official timeout for the measurement.
I will say if it's not there, it's pretty close, and I can anticipate them just falling forward for the first down in this next play.
From the angle from where we're at, it looks like it would be a first down. 7-0, Fulton with the lead, 8:56 remaining. We want to thank everyone who's listening to our audio-only stream on YouTube. We need you to subscribe to our WKCS Radio YouTube channel. We are, I think, about 8 people away from reaching 1,000 subscribers. And 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel would be big. They pull the chain down, and by about half a football, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cyclones. So a fresh set of downs for the home team, trailing 7-0 in this football game. Elizabethton on the year scores 35.1 points per game, and they were held scoreless in the first half. Fulton on the year giving up 21.7 yards per game. So Elizabethton, same formation, 3 receivers to the right, an H-back on the left, and a single running back. The running back is Justice Wallen. Handoff up the middle, breaking through a tackle, getting into the secondary, and crashing down to the 30-yard line is going to be Wallen, and that'll be another first down for the Cyclones. We're kind of seeing Elizabethton do some of the things we saw Gibbs do last week. Just kind of coming with the power game back through the middle. They go again. This time he's going to be hit and dropped.
Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, if not for a loss.
Maybe a gain of 1. As what they did is they had Jaden Wallen, the big number 40, kind of cracking across. He lined up on the right and then blocked across to the left to try to create a hole. But Fulton was ready that time.
Almost used him like a pulling guard, just kind of blow something up.
Back to pass. He's going to throw it out. Pass is going to be complete on the sideline down to the 31 as pressure was on, as in hot pursuit for the Falcons was Francis, and Slagle was able to throw it out for about a yard gain on the near sideline, and then Slagle took a pretty big hit. He's hobbling around a little bit. Good presence of mind to throw the pass at the last second. Probably 4-down territory. It's 3rd and 9. Elizabethton at the Fulton 29-yard line. Hard count, trying to get Fulton to jump. They didn't do it. 10 seconds on the play clock, 7:13 remaining in the third. The 3 receivers are the left. Handoff goes to Wallen, tripped up as he gets it down to the 26, and it'll be 4th down.
Now the call here, do you go for it on 4th and medium, or do you take the points and kick it?
As Fulton's got a player down.
It's Joe Moore, I believe.
Yeah, Joe Moore, I don't know if he got a cramp or what, as he was trying to get to the sideline and then just went down.
Yeah, he was signaling for somebody to come out there and get him.
Well, and that's the guy that you desperately want to have out on the field for a 4th down play. Now, if you think Fulton is faking here, why would you? Because the quarterback, Slagle, took a pretty good hit on that last play.
If anything, you want to make him go fast.
Yeah, you want to make him not have a lot of time to get himself mentally prepared to go back in. And Joe Moore is probably one of your best defensive players and a guy that can create some havoc out on the field on a 4th down play. So I don't think this was intentional, although it certainly looked like some of the things you would see on Saturdays in college football.
Not
as
for
Joe
long.
gets up, and I think he's hurting.
Yeah. He was kind of out there by himself.
Yeah.
Maybe just a Charlie horse. He's kind of walking tender on that leg. Hopefully they can get him stretched out or get some Gatorade in him. Maybe he'll be back.
So it'll be 4th and 6 for the Cyclones.
The kicker was warming up on the sideline, but I don't see him anymore.
I don't know if they'd want to go for the field goal here.
It'd be a long one for high school, that is.
Yeah, he was kicking him from about that deep here in warm-up, but I don't know if you want to kick it from this far here.
Does much for you in this situation.
Nope, Slagle's back out there.
A bunch of 3 receivers on the right side of the formation. Single receiver to the far side. Slagle in the shotgun on 4th down. They're going to fake an end around. Going to throw deep middle of the field. They got a man wide open. Overthrown and incomplete. He was open to the back line of the end zone, but the Falcons retreated at the last second, and the pass was just a little bit overthrown. They tried a little Statue of Liberty action around the end on a fake and then threw it down the center of the field. The pass was overthrown. The man was open, but the Falcons get a big stop on 4th down.
Yeah, definitely huge stop right there, but big developing story. Keep an eye on Slagle as he is still kind of tender on that one leg. I'm not sure what their quarterback situation is, the 2 deep spot.
Well, now you're in a situation if you're Fulton. 1st and 10, leading 7-0, ball at your own 26-yard line. A score would be huge here. Molden drops back, pressure on, dumps it off. Pass is going to be complete. This is Derek Smith skating his way through tacklers and getting a 1st down past the 35 up to the 37 as he's brought down by Kyron Smalls.
And not only right here on this offensive possession for the Falcons here, not only is scoring here a big point of emphasis, but controlling the clock here and having good clock management and eating some of the clock out.
Yeah, definitely want to stay in bounds here and make this a short ball game.
2 receivers to the left. Ballinger's the wide receiver to the right, moving towards the scoreboard. Fulton almost got Elizabethton to jump. Now the Falcon offense will reset with 10 seconds on the play clock. Under 6 minutes remaining in the third. Molden snaps it with 3 on the play clock. Handoff, Johnson. Johnson breaks through 1 tackle, won't break through the second line. Gets it past the 40 up to about the 42.
Good pick
as
up
there's
on
a lot of extracurricular activities after the tackles. A lot of pushing and shoving and guys trying to get up off of each other.
And on that run right there by Johnson, I mean, that's really big, being able to make second down manageable and eventually make third down manageable too.
Yeah, you pick up 5 on first down. That's exactly where you want to be. Falcons over the football. They'll snap it from the 42, second down 5. And we've got a whistle down below and a flag. As it looks like Fulton's going to be called for
illegal procedure.
I don't know what happened.
I don't see any movement.
Yeah, you had a lineman kind of flinch, or somebody at the end of the line kind of flinched. They didn't throw the flag, and then just a little flinch. So that nice 5-yard run by Albert Johnson, all for naught, as it comes back on a 5-yard penalty. Moves it to the 37.
He was in at 2 points. I mean, unless he moved the foot in there and we just couldn't see it, that's the only thing I could think.
Hand off Johnson. Bounces to the outside, cuts it up, and will be knocked out of bounds past the 45 to the 46. Gain of about 8 or 9 yards for the Falcons on the right side, and it'll bring up third down and manageable. Now we've got to pile up on the Fulton sideline across the way.
Everybody just exchanging pleasantries, I'm sure.
Gain of 9, it'll be third down and 1. He went out of bounds, so it stops the clock with 4:39 remaining in the third quarter. Fulton 7, Elizabethton nothing. Fulton will put Womble as an H-back on the left. Molden in the shotgun. Johnson the running back. They'll give it to Johnson. Johnson bounces to the outside, first down and more, and will run out of bounds at the 41-yard line, and the Falcons get a big third down conversion. Albert Johnson on the run, almost right over the top of Riley Cox, who's down on the sideline recording this game for us, so that maybe we can have some highlights for you somewhere down the road.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch out, Riley.
Whether it's first down or extra point, Riley Cox is always in the neighborhood of the action.
Yes, he is. And now we've got a flag has been thrown in the Fulton.
There's a flag on the play.
Has been thrown in the Fulton huddle. The Fulton players are clapping. I don't know why you'd clap when they throw the flag your way. Well, Fulton's still clapping. And the penalty is unsportsmanlike conduct against Elizabethton.
I think something might have been said. And that would be why they're clapping.
Yeah, you'd sense
a little chippiness.
And maybe a little bit of frustration from the Cyclones.
Yeah, Russell, as we've said several times tonight, I don't think anybody saw it going this way. And Elizabethton probably definitely taken aback by the current result.
They definitely did not expect this on the Elizabethton side.
Well, Fulton earlier had the ball right before halftime deep in Elizabethton territory and turned it over on an interception. The Falcons, after the step-off of this penalty, will have it at the Cyclone 26. And it will be a first down. You have to get points here.
Don't make that sound like a challenge.
And I don't know that a field goal is really an option right now for the Falcons.
No, you need as much of a cushion as you can get right here.
So they'll mark off the penalty, 1st and 10 at the Cyclone 26. Molden in the shotgun. Johnson to the right. Johnson hitting the backfield. trying to get to the corner. Breaks through a tackle, breaks through another tackle. 20, and will be pushed out of bounds. He was fumbling the ball out of bounds, but there is a flag back behind the play, actually a couple flags now,
multiple flags.
as Johnson's a little slow to get up, and an Elizabethton player down the field is slow to get up. Johnson's up, and it's Mathis, who's been huge for the Cyclones. May have landed on his elbow there, it looks like.
Yeah, Russell, we were down there before the game, and that turf is pretty hard-packed in a few places.
Well, this is going to be a bad penalty for the Falcons. Holding.
I do believe that carry would have been close to getting Johnson over the century mark.
Yeah, that would have been, and it would have been a first down. And Al a little bit banged up, but he's fighting through it. So this could be one of those penalties that turns a game around. So after the step off, it moves it back to the 36. So instead of 1st and 10 inside the 20, it'll be 1st and 20.
From inside the 40.
Yeah, from the 36-yard line. 4:23 remaining. As Womble will be in the Wildcat formation. Fulton goes 4 receivers, far side. Derek Smith to the near side. Womble, 3-down lineman for the Cyclones. Womble fakes a pass, is running. Breaking through tackles, and his body slammed down at the 34.
You had Molden here on the near side. He just stood there the entire time. Even if there's not a play going towards you, you've got to try and sell it. Otherwise, you're freeing up a defender.
Still a gain of 2 for the Falcons as we hit the 4-minute mark remaining in the third quarter. 7-0, Falcons with the lead. 2nd down and 18. Definitely 4-down territory for the Falcons here, so you've got 3 plays to get 18 yards. Javon Molden back in at quarterback. 9 seconds on the play clock. Smith goes in motion. They'll jet sweep with him around the end. Derek breaks through, gets to the outside.
First down.
And we'll have but there is a flag down the field. Flag thrown beyond the first down marker at the 25. So we'll see what it is.
There was a little bit of a push out of bounds late, maybe. I doubt it,
I know, but that's not where the flag was thrown. And we've got a Fulton player slow to get up across the way. And that is Womble, I believe. So the flag is thrown just beyond the first down marker at the 25. Block in the back against Fulton. So a block in the back out in the edge. I said the first down marker, actually the original line of scrimmage. So it was a 10-yard gain. So I think what you're going to get is
10-yard penalty.
A 1-yard penalty really at the end of all of it. Moves it back to the 35. It's still 2nd down. 2nd down, 19. Both these teams laying it on the line tonight. Molden will be the quarterback in an empty set. Fulton has 4 receivers set to go down the field to the left. They'll throw it out. Here's Smith looking to throw. Got a man down the field.
He's open.
Ballinger. Touchdown on the double pass. Take that. Touchdown. Big Maroon on the double pass. They threw it to the near side to Derek Smith, and he hits Travis Ballinger in stride in the end zone. Touchdown, Big Maroon. Fulton 13, Elizabethton nothing. The same play the Falcons ran against Anderson County that was successful. This time it was Smith hitting Travis Ballinger wide open for the touchdown.
Quads to the near side on the trickeration play. You love to see it.
Here's Padilla for an all-important extra point. Snap. Kick is up, and the kick is no good. Wide to the right. That's a big miss. 3:22 remaining in the third. It is Fulton 13, Elizabethton nothing. Back in 60 seconds as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio. 13-0. 3:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Padilla set to kick it away. Derek Smith to Travis Ballinger on the touchdown. Padilla punches it down the field, rolling, and it's going to be returned, picked up at the 31, trying to get to the sideline, cutting up, past the 40, to the 50, down the near sideline, 30, and knocked out of bounds is going to be Kyron Smalls, and that's exactly what you didn't want to have happen right there, is you just gave Elizabethton some life as it went to one of the upbacks, and Smalls was able to get loose down the near sideline as Fulton kept missing on the tackles. But that's the trouble Fulton's had all year on the kickoff.
Yeah, the kickoff, and then the defense's kryptonite has been whenever they set up their opponent with a short field.
Well,
right now, Coach Brown's got to dial up a good stop right here.
Ball is on the Fulton 25. So now the defense, after the offense scored that touchdown, the defense, it's been good all night, has their back against the wall.
Got to wreak some havoc in the backfield.
Wallen will be the running back. Two receivers to the far side. They'll give it to Wallen. Bouncing to the outside, cut back, hit, falls forward down to the 21. It'll be a gain of 4.
While that was a gain of 4 for Elizabethton on that play, Fulton has done a really good job this game just meeting Elizabethton's runners at the line of scrimmage.
Second down, 6. Elizabethton trying to hurry. They've got too many people out on the field. Well, and Fulton's going to have somebody sent out of the game as Kamani Lawrence is going to have to come out, because he looks like he may be banged up across the way. 1st and 10. That was a break for Elizabethton because they had too many people on the field. Fulton almost jumped, no flag. 14 seconds on the play clock. Slagle throws it out far side. He's going to be hit and dropped. Fulton was ready for it. Slagle threw it to the left, and Fulton was right there, as it was McNair and Womble there to make the tackle for the Falcons, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for Elizabethton.
I tell you what, McNair having himself a pretty good day on defense. Not sure how up to date that is, only showing 1 tackle, but he's been in the area of a lot of action tonight.
Definitely 4-down territory, trailing 13-0. Ball will be snapped from the 20-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Rhett Slagle, junior quarterback, ready for it. Now we've got movement as a wide receiver, the slot receiver for the Cyclones moved.
You got a receiver and a lineman went.
And a big mistake here by Elizabethton. We'll wait on the penalty, and it will be illegal procedure against the Cyclones.
What you thought was going to be a 3rd and manageable is now 3rd and a little bit more worrisome.
Yeah, going to be 3rd and about 10. Fulton 13, Elizabethton nothing, with 1:47 remaining here in the third quarter. And the clock starts. They have 25 seconds to run the play after the penalty. Mathis is the running back. They've got 3 receivers to the near side. Slagle looks to throw near side. Pass is going to be complete, and then being decked immediately at the 19-yard line is going to be the receiver, Zach Wallen. But a flag is down, and I think we've got a hold against Elizabethton.
Let's see what to say. Tell me something good.
So,
holding Elizabethton.
That flag came in really late.
It did.
Though,
yeah, well after the throw.
It's almost like he was waiting on the other guy to throw it, and he said, well, if you're not going to, I will.
The flag was thrown down at the 26, 27-yard line. So 10 yards from the spot, moves it back to the 35, and it's going to make it 3rd and 20 for Elizabethton. Still 4-down territory.
You got 2 stops here. You got to make them.
And the clock starts. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Slagle with a single running back. Pressure on, has time, throws to the near sideline, making the catch, and then being tackled down immediately. Great tackle by Derek Smith, was the wide receiver on the near side, Roland. And it's going to be 4th and long for the Cyclones.
You know, Russell Smith went out of the game earlier, looked a little banged up. I think he's feeling pretty good right about now.
4th down, it was a gain of 3, so it'll be 4th and 17. Under a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Fulton defense got to dial one up here.
Elizabethton getting the call from the sideline.
Ball on the 32 in Fulton territory. Slagle back to pass, has time. Going to throw near sideline. Pass is going to be caught down the near sideline. Great play. How many times this year when the other team has needed a miracle on fourth down, they've got it. Derek Smith made a great play, but it was caught tight roping the near sideline. Perfect pass. Perfect catch by Elizabethton, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Cyclones.
Yeah, Smith made a great play, but I believe that was Wallen down there tightrope and just made a better one.
So Elizabethton converts 4th and 17, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 7. If Fulton loses this game, that may have been the play that done it. Handoff, and going into the end zone, touchdown. Elizabethton goes Justice Wallen. That's just a heartbreaker defensively, and Fulton could not get the answer.
Yeah.
So Elizabethton makes it 13-6. That's just tough. They made a great play. And now the extra point to make it a 6-point lead and put the pressure back on Fulton. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 31 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Fulton 13, Elizabethton 7. Back in 60 seconds as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
Trace.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Well, Elizabethton was on the ropes, trailing 13-0, facing a 4th and 17, but they made the play they had to, and on the next play went in the end zone to make it a 6-point lead for the Falcons. Yeah, Cyclones set to kick it away with Campbell.
Watch for the short one.
Campbell kicks it deep, and this one's going to go 7 yards into the end zone for a touchback. Well, Parker, we said the key here for Fulton is now you've got to answer on offense.
So you've got to answer, but the silver lining here is a field goal is still a viable option because that does extend your lead past one play being able to win the ball game. You'd love to get a touchdown here and just give you a little bit more room, but it's not all or nothing right now.
You know, and what's crazy is Slagle had done almost nothing in the passing game today, and then he made the perfect throw to set up to get him the first down. So the Falcons got to answer. 31 seconds remaining in the third, leading by 6. Molden gets it. Going to throw near side, throws it out of bounds.
Miscommunication there, maybe.
Yeah.
Molden's pass is incomplete.
And the thing you don't want to do is have a 3 and out and have to punt it from the 20.
Yeah, no, you need to see the team, the offense you had in the third quarter, not the first half.
Yeah, you had Elizabethton pretty much on the brink.
Yeah, I mean, you were passing the ball successfully, running the ball well. You had them making mistakes. You were doing good. You need to keep it up and put on more steam, not let up.
Second down, 10 for the Falcons. Johnson, the running back. Womble will be to the left as the H-back. Handoff Johnson. Cuts it up and will get it up to about the 24. So a gain of a couple, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6. And the Falcons are probably going to watch the clock roll down to 0, and that will be the end of the third quarter.
You draw up something good here.
So a game that was scoreless at halftime saw 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. Fulton leads this football game 13-7 as we go into the fourth quarter of this playoff game here from Elizabethton High School. a 60-second break, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter. You're listening to Fulton Football on WKCS Radio.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In '95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In '05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in '09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can
12
prevent
minutes left in the season
wildfires.
for one of these two teams. Fulton holding a 13-7 lead here, as there's a long ceremony going on down here on the field in between quarters. Generally, you're only supposed to get 60 seconds to do something like that, but looks like they're going to take a little bit of time, which may be good for Fulton to kind of regroup on offense, because definitely Elizabethton had wrestled away the momentum in this football game.
Yeah, right here's good. I don't mind taking the long break because, Russ, like you said, you kind of got to get everything in a row here, make sure you know what play you're going to run, get the right personnel out there, because what you can't have is on a third and medium right here, which is typically not a good situation to be at when you're at the 25. You can't have any sort of miscues or miscommunications. Everybody's got to be on the same page and ready to run.
Just a couple miles down the road, Polk County leads Happy Valley 14-13. We bring that up because Fulton has played one playoff game in Carter County, where Elizabethton is located, and that was at Happy Valley in 1993. And the Falcons upset the Warriors in that football game. What a night it was. That was kind of a coming out party for the Fulton program as it was getting ready to be closed down. 38-7 was the final score.
Russell, the question here is 31 years later, can they pull off another upset in Carter County?
3rd down and 7 for the Falcons. Molden drops back. Pressure on. Looks to throw. Throws it. The ball was batted away and falls down the field incomplete, and it will be 4th down.
You had someone open the middle of the field, but the pressure caused him to miss it.
Well, the thing that you didn't want to do, you just did. You went 3 and out, and you're going to have to punt it from the 24. Moore has done a good job in this football game as the punter, as Elizabethton's going to have great field position here. And Elizabethton had too many people out on the field, and they're going to be forced to take a timeout. So that'll give Fulton a chance to talk about it a little bit more right here.
I think the answer stays the same. You got to play field position here.
Yeah. No doubt you've got to punt it. But it's just disappointing for the Falcons after, really it looked like the Falcons were set to leading 13-0. Then the big kickoff return. We've seen it so many times this year, other teams getting big kickoff returns to set up success. You get them into a 4th down and long situation, and Slagle throws the perfect pass right on the far sideline. Derek Smith was in great position, and he just threw it right over the top of Derek, who had it well defended. And the Elizabethton receiver made a great catch, tight-roping the sideline for the 1st down, and then they scored on the next play. So that's how quickly momentum can shift in a football game.
Yeah, especially when you get to postseason play, things can change in an instant.
Next year, it'll be a new region for the Falcons, and we're waiting to find out just how all that's going to shake out. To see how many teams will be in the region, as Fulton will try to continue their playoff streak. 4th down and 6. Here's Joe. Gets it away. End over end kick. It's going to be short, and it's going to take a nice Fulton roll. Boy, when we needed it, we got it. Down to the 33-yard line. Another great job by Joe Moore punting the football.
Flipping the
and
field
instead
almost.
of that's a 17-yard gain right there for the Falcon defense. Instead of Elizabethton getting it around the 50, instead they'll get it at the 33. It's a big job right there.
Yeah, it may not seem like a huge difference, but, I mean, anyone that's ever played sport can tell you there's a whole lot of difference in how you approach a drive starting at the 50 versus starting inside your own 35.
11:40 remaining in the football game, 13-7. Falcons nursing a lead. How much more magic does Slagle have here? And will they go to Wallen? Wallen gets it. Breaks over a tackle. Grinding forward, and will have a first down past the 45. The good news is he only gets it a couple times in a row, and then they bring him out.
Yeah.
So he'll pound on you a couple times if you can live. But still, that's a big gainer on first down. Almost got all those 17 yards back on the punt and roll.
Yeah, you're only going to see him for 2-3 plays in a row. The main thing is you got to limit what damage he does in those 2 or 3 reps.
2 receivers to the far side. They go to Wallen again. And will run right over the top of the tackler who holds on. Padilla brings him down in Fulton territory at the 49. Be a gain of 4. Brings up second down 6. He's going to stay in there. Slagle kind of hobbling around. If he has to scramble with the football, what will he be able to do? They go Wallen again, right side, and will fall forward down to the 45, and it'll be 3rd and 2. He got 4 yards.
One of the longer since we've seen him in.
Yep. Well, you're going to have to stop him 4 times. 10.5 minutes remaining. Fulton 13, Elizabethton 7. 2 receivers to the far side. 3rd and 2. Fulton stacks up the line of scrimmage. Handoff. Wallen.
To the outside.
Gets to the outside, has the first down. Inside the 40, down to the 37. Make it to 36 as he slid forward for an extra yard.
That'll be it for him for now.
Yeah. But then they bring in Justice Wallen, who's been just as effective as Elizabethton beginning to find the running game.
Yeah.
Split receivers. They'll have an H-back on the left. Mathis will be the running back this time. Here's Mathis getting through, and we'll get it down inside the 30. They actually mark him down at the 31. Garen Bailey with the tackle. As we said, this Fulton defense trying to dig deep. They have
moved up to
two of their top tacklers out due to injury. Second down and about 3 for the Cyclones. Out of that pistol set, they go to Mathis. Mathis is going to be hit as he gets it down to the 27, and it's going to be about a yard short of a first down.
Got to be expecting the run at this point.
It just takes forever to get these guys unpiled. And we got a Fulton player down at the bottom of the pile trying to get up. And it's Joe Moore. Joe's giving you everything he's got.
He's waving off the help, too, so I'm staying in.
3rd and 2. Can the defense do it again? 2 receivers to the right. H-back to the left. Mathis is the running back. Quarterback Slagle claps his hands, tries to get Fulton to jump. 10 seconds on the play clock. 8.5 minutes remaining in the game. Gets it. A little bit of confusion. Hit, dropped. It's going to be close.
Far side has him short.
The snap was to the right of the quarterback. He handed off left. Let's see. They've marked him for the 27. It's going to be 4th and short.
You got to come up with the stop here.
They're looking to see if it's a first down. Will they bring the chains out? And, yeah, they're going to bring out the chains.
Yeah.
The first down marker's inside the 27. Where the ball is, I mean, it looks like it's right on the 27. It may be a little bit short.
If they've got it, it's only by a few inches.
Yeah. Well, they're going to bring the chains across the field, which, again, I think probably is a win for Fulton.
Yeah.
Because it gives them a chance, Coach Brown, to talk to the defense and for the Fulton defense to catch their breath. bringing it across. I can already tell. I think it's going to be. Yeah, it's about.
That's about a yard short.
Yeah, about a yard short. But I'm glad they measured. So it'll be about a yard short. But it'll still be 4th down. Elizabethton converted 4th down the last time, but it wasn't 4th and 1. It was 4th and forever. 4th and 17. And that is what has turned this football game on its ear. 8:21 remaining. Fulton leading 13-7, but Elizabethton on the drive at the Fulton 20. Fulton 27-yard line. They are trying to very much make sure this is measured correctly. Does Coach Brown just bring everybody here? And if they throw it, so what? It'll be interesting to see.
Send 8 and hope 3 can keep the pass away.
So Jaden Wallen will be a blocking back, as they're going to have 2 kind of wing backs. The deep running back is going to be Justice Wallen. Boy, a bad snap would be nice right here. 4th and 1. Here we go. Fulton stacks up the line of scrimmage. Gets the count. And he is going to get the first down, and Morris slips through into the secondary and will be tripped up as he gets it down to the 12-yard line. Got through that first line of defenders and gets the first down and more.
That 4th down is always harder than the 3rd.
Yep. Haven't played well on 4th down in the past.
Yep, they hadn't been able to get the stops, of course.
Yeah.
It's 4-down territory again. At the Fulton, they'll mark it at the 13. Wallen the running back, and there was movement. Yeah, and I think the quarterback kind of stepped forward before the snap. So I think the Cyclones are going to get an illegal procedure here.
Yeah, he's been doing that all night where he'll call for it and then he steps before he actually receives it. It's kind of an odd.
Now both teams are coming to the sideline here. Do we have a penalty? No penalty. But it's, what, timeout?
Yeah.
Timeout Elizabethton. So that will be.
Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, that will be their second timeout. Timeout was called for Elizabethton. The scoreboard showed it went against Fulton, but it was against Elizabethton. No, now they're saying it's against Fulton. What's going on down here? He pointed the way of Elizabethton and then turned around and pointed Fulton's way.
Well, he said the scoreboard's never wrong.
Yep.
That extra point attempt would have helped here.
Yeah, that miss on the extra point.
Yeah.
So now Elizabethton has 1 and we only have 2, so we've both been charged 1?
I don't know. I think we have.
Whose timeout is it anyways?
Confusion reigns here at Citizens Bank Stadium.
Yeah.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cyclones at the 13-yard line in Fulton territory, trailing 13-7. And I think if Fulton did take a timeout, it's probably a good idea just to, because your defense is going to have to make a play here. Elizabethton has seized the momentum in this football game. Fulton, with just a little bit left in the 3rd quarter, led 13-0.
Turnover would be huge here for the Falcons.
Fulton has 1 turnover in the game. Elizabethton has not turned it over. 1st and 10, Cyclones. Handoff. Big hole getting to the outside and into the end zone. Touchdown. Justice Wallen from 13 yards out. And the Cyclones are an extra point away from taking the lead.
What are the odds they miss?
Probably about 0 because.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Bowers is 38 of 39 on extra points on the year. So goodbye 13-point lead. We're tied.
There's a chance.
A slight chance.
Trying to speak it into existence.
Here's Bowers to attempt to give Elizabethton the lead. The snap, the kick is up, and no chance.
Try harder,
it's good.
I guess.
7:47 remaining in the football game. Elizabethton has their first lead of the game, 14-13. Back in 60 seconds as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And, with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have anybody to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Well, now here is the Cyclones to kick away. Bowers on kickoffs. Actually, this is Campbell. The extra point kicker does not kick off. The punter kicks off. Campbell on the year coming into the game was 35 of 52 on touchbacks. His 2 kickoffs in the game have both been touchbacks. This would be a great time for Fulton to be able to return one, as you've got Derek Smith back there at the goal line. And I think the idea is if it's anywhere
I think 5 yards
short,
or less,
you're gonna return it. Yeah. So here's Campbell to kick it away. And a whistle on the kick. And I think you're going to get Elizabethton for an offsides. So that changes everything. It'll move it back 5 yards.
5 or 10?
It's 5.
Yep.
Since this is an audio-only broadcast, there's no penalty bingo tonight.
Womp womp. I've not been keeping track, Nick. I think it's a little late for that.
So it moves the football back to the 35-yard line.
At any rate, I think it's a boring night for bingo. I mean, we had a relatively clean first half.
Yeah,
we only had a handful of flags this half.
Well, this is the way a playoff game should be. Cyclones 14, Falcons 13.
Let them play. Now the question, does he have a little more juice in that leg, or does he just dial it up and where it goes, it goes?
As he's going to ask, they're going to ask to move the football over to the left hash.
Possibly change his approach here.
And he'll kick it off from the 35. Derek Smith back deep to receive.
You know, sometimes you go for a longer approach, whatever those longer distances, the ball can tend to yaw a little bit.
Yeah. There he is, approaches the football, kicks it away. And this one is going to head out of bounds. So we'll take that. So instead of the 20, it'll be on the 35 as it goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line. But I think Elizabethton would take that and not have to cover the kick. So the Fulton offense looked good early in the second half. Went 3 and out on that last offensive possession when they absolutely had to put something together. Now Coach Justin Long's got to dig into that bag of tricks and see what's there. I think Fulton they're going to not accept the penalty.
Make him kick it again.
I think they're going to make him.
They'd back it up again, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be another 5?
Yeah.
So be kicking from the 25 or the 30?
It'd be 5 yards again, so it'd be from the 30. You don't see it much, but I think the thought is
tonight where field position matters.
You've got a guy you felt like should have been a Mr. Football semifinalist back there. You know, a guy that's going to give you everything he's got. You're down by 1 with 7:45 remaining. Why not?
If there's even remotely a chance that it gives you a good return.
And just try to get some momentum over there to the team wearing white jerseys. Because all the momentum is on the side of the team in all black. First ever meeting between Fulton and Elizabethton. Hard to believe in 74 years of football that these two teams had never met.
Russell, you go through history.
Even in
Our
the
path
playoffs.
to the playoff usually goes through Greene County, not Carter County.
Yep. As we've said, holding on to that piece of history. Fulton 1-0 in Carter County in playoff games. So Campbell will kick it again. If he kicks this one as a touchback, we'll all cry. From the 30-yard line, approaches it. Short kick, bouncing around. Derek Smith's going to pick it up on the 20. Comes right down the center of the field. Here's Derek Smith.
He's got
40,
room.
45, 50, and he's going to be slung out of bounds in Elizabethton territory at the 44-yard line. That was the right call by the Falcons to make him kick it again, as Derek got a great return down the far sideline.
How about Jay Long right there rolling the dice on taking the penalty instead of the field position? It paying dividends right now for the Falcons.
As the Falcons will be set up here with 7:37 remaining. Big return by Derek Smith to the 44-yard line.
The big thing here, two big things. One, you've got to come away with points from this drive. Two, you've got to eat up some clock, too. You don't want to give it back to Elizabethton with too much time on the board.
Yeah.
McNair is the wide receiver to the near side. Derek will be in the slot. Handoff, Al Johnson. Outside, stiff arm, tight ropes the far sideline, and will step out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Odd development there. It seemed kind of like everybody but the defensive front kind of just took that one off.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But it'll be a gain of 5 on first down.
It's what you want to see.
As Albert Johnson trying to reach the 100-yard mark. Double twin set, 4 wide receivers for the Falcons, 3 hands on the ground for the Cyclones. Handoff Johnson and a flag. I think you're going to have an illegal procedure on Fulton.
Yep.
So you give those 5 yards back that you just got. And it's 2nd and 10. I'm not sure where the illegal procedure took place, but it'll make it 2nd down 10. Yeah, I think the tackle on the right side for the Falcons flinched just a little bit before the snap.
And setting up for a chop block on offense is always your takeoff's a little bit different, so you got to be careful with your timing.
Johnson, the running back. They fake it, rolling near side. Molden looks to throw. Dumps it off, pass incomplete, intended for Ballinger, cutting across the field. And it will be 3rd and 10.
I mean, that needs to be an easy throw right there.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Ballinger was open. Molden just couldn't get it to him on the run. We've seen Ballinger make those kind of plays throughout his career. 3rd and 10. Falcons are going to go Wildcat. Would it be 4-down territory here?
Couldn't tell you.
Womble will be the Wildcat quarterback. Fulton runs a player out late. Here's Womble and a whistle. I think Fulton.
Timeout.
Yeah, Fulton is going to be charged with a timeout. So timeout Falcons, as there was some confusion. As every time Fulton has gone to the Wildcat, there's been some personnel confusion at times, and Fulton's had a little bit of trouble getting lined up.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who has what left now. At one point, it went from 2 both to Elizabeth and none. Us, we had 1. And then it was both had 2. Now it says we have 1, so I don't even know who got timeout now.
No telling. 7:21 remaining in the football game. Elizabethton 14, Fulton 13. The winner of this game will advance to take on Anderson County next week, as they are winning big over Northview Academy. I don't know if that game has gone final yet, but you can pretty much say Anderson County 56-7 final. So it will be, so whoever wins gets the privilege of
traveling
facing the Mavericks, which will be a tough draw.
When it comes to region opponents, Anderson County generally doesn't lose.
So after the timeout, it's 3rd down and 10. Double twin set. Womble is the quarterback again. Womble back to pass. Looks to run. Pulls it down. Now is going to throw it. Got a man wide open, but he couldn't get back to the football. I believe it was Kieris Cox was open. down the field, but Womble's pass was underthrown, and Cox couldn't get back.
Yeah.
It would have been a touchdown.
I don't think that one ever had a chance to make it there. It came out looking like a shot put.
And I think on 4th and 10, the Falcons are going to punt it.
Back them up. That's all you can do. See if your defense can pull out a stop, hopefully get a takeaway and leave you a little bit of clock left to do some work on offense.
So the big kickoff return by Derek Smith is wasted. Moore to punt it away. Elizabethton is very confused what to do defensively. Good pass. Joe gets it. Short kick. Short kick, and it takes a terrible roll, and it's going to be downed at the 37-yard line. Oh, when we needed a good kick, we didn't get it. Didn't even punt it for the first down.
Nope.
Well, so now the defense got to find a stop. 7:06 remaining. Cyclones up by 1.
Yeah, you need to stop here.
Got to find a way to get a ball back. We'll even take a turnover.
Yeah.
And I would imagine you're going to see the ball in the hands of Justice Wallen a whole lot, because the quarterback Slagle is a little bit hobbled. First down, they give it to Wallen. Wallen gets it up to the 40 and not much further. Going to be a gain of about 3. And really, the place here, you got to get them stopped right here.
Yeah.
Because if you let them get a first down or two, they'll be in 4-down territory, although I think they're going to be much more likely to punt
on this side of the field.
Yeah, to try to play field position, even if they get it across the 50. They're not going to want to give it to Fulton, the short field.
I think I got both Wallens in now.
Yep. 2 wing backs. Getting to the outside. Gets it to the outside, 50. And will be driven out of bounds at the Fulton sideline in Fulton territory at the 46.
All right, their defense just getting bottled up on the interior, not able to get east and west and spread the play out.
It'll be 1st and 10, Cyclones.
And now Wallen is a little hobbled. He's going to come out of the game.
Justice, that is.
They'll bring in Mathis. Ball in Fulton territory at the 46. 1st and 10 Cyclones. Falcons over top of the football. Tight formation for Elizabethton. Handoff. Mathis gets through and will get it down to the 41, maybe even to the 40. Gain of 5. And again, Fulton's had trouble stopping the power running game this year. Just undersized. They've held their own, but Elizabethton here in the second half, really the 4th quarter, has been in a situation where they could run it, and they've been successful doing it. Gain of 5, and now we've got a flag over on the, and I think we're going to have a sideline warning of some sort, probably against Fulton here.
I'd imagine so.
Because the flag was thrown on the sideline, and they gave the sideline warning.
Sideline warning on the Falcons.
It goes as a warning, not a penalty. A penalty would have been bad news.
Yeah.
2nd down and 5 for the Cyclones. Quarterback is Rhett Slagle. Split wide receivers.
Left
Busted
early.
play, and they give it to Mathis, and he's going to lose yardage. They weren't ready to snap the football. They snapped it. And Moore got through and made the tackle. That's going to be a loss. It's 3rd down. As they're going to bring Justice Wallen back in and bring Mathis out of the game. It's a big loss, makes it 3rd and 7. They need to get it down to the 36-yard line for a first down.
Fulton needs 2 stops here.
They'll snap it from the 43. Hard count.
Flag.
And Fulton jumped. Womble off the edge. Tried to jump. And now it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Man.
Try and time it. It's only going to burn you.
Those always seem to come at the very worst time. And I think Fulton's going to get another sideline warning, which is going to be a first down. I don't know what's going on over there.
Falcons.
I don't understand. They got back. I don't really understand why there would be contact. I don't know. Just don't know.
After the penalty, it'll be 3rd and 2.
So the penalty, the encroachment against Fulton, makes it 3rd and 2.
After some clarification,
Yep.
we see the flag.
Ball on the 38-yard line. 5 minutes remaining in the game. Elizabethton's going to try to milk as much clock as possible. Handoff, 3rd down, puts his head down,
He'll get it
and
and
he
then
will
some.
get the first down. Just enough. And now the clock becomes the enemy of the Falcons.
Wallen on the carry.
As he got it across,
Stopped by a host of Falcons.
he got it across the 36. I don't think he got a very good spot. He did not get a very good spot. But I think you've got to get it just shy of the 36, and that's where the ball is. No, a penalty, illegal procedure against Elizabethton. The officials have become officious here in the last 5 minutes of this football game. Illegal procedure, Elizabethton.
On the Cyclones.
After the play, is this correct?
I don't know.
It'll be 3rd and 7.
Well, 3rd down and 7. So I guess it was before the snap.
Yeah, Isaiah?
We'll see if, I think Isaiah's trying to give us an update from the sideline. 3rd down and 7. We'll see if we can get it after this play. Power set for the Cyclones on 3rd and 7. To the outside, busting through and getting the first down. Just crashing the left side is the running back. And it's a first down at the 35.
It'll be 1st and 10 Cyclones.
Ball on the 35. 4 minutes remaining in the ball game. Elizabethton 14, Fulton 13. Fulton had a 13-0 lead in the 3rd quarter. But here, late in the ball game, the Cyclones have not been able, or the Falcons have not been able to stop the Cyclone running game. Single back set on 1st and 10. They go Mathis again, and he'll be cut down as he gets it to the 34. Padilla with the tackle.
Wallen on the carry. Tackle made by Padilla.
As we approach the 3.5-minute mark. Basically, guys, it boils down, you got to get a stop right here.
Yep, definitely.
On this set of downs, if you have any hope of winning the football game.
Yeah, because with one timeout left, you feel like another first down might just salt it away.
And then you have to score.
That will be the hard. I don't know what's going to be harder here.
Yeah.
Getting the defense getting off the field as they're just churning it out 3 or 4 yards at a time. Cyclones quickly over the football, and they're going to be forced to burn a timeout. So Elizabethton offensively out of sorts.
This is good for the Falcons.
We'll use a timeout here with 3:08 remaining in the football game.
So the missed PAT.
The missed PAT is
huge.
Looms large. And you knew it would.
Yeah.
Because it left the door open for Elizabethton.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it did. But again, no matter what happens here tonight, I think you have to be proud of what this Fulton football team has done. They had their back against the wall this evening. Again, 2 of your top defensive players, Raymond Thomas, along with Tavarie Allen, are out.
Yeah.
They were injured in the Gibbs game, unable to play. And you've held a pretty good offensive football team that scores 35 points a game. You've held them to 14.
Yeah, definitely played well defensively.
Yeah. And really, the play turned on the big kickoff return And then the conversion of the 4th and 17. Slagle, who hasn't thrown the ball much all night long, just got a prayer answered.
Just the mistakes.
Yeah. And it was a prayer that was answered. Ball at the Fulton 33-yard line. 3:08 remaining, 2nd down and 8. They'll have 2 blocking backs up front. Getting to the outside. And getting to the sticks and getting to the first down is going to be the running back, Wallen. When he bounces to the outside, there's just nobody out there for the Falcons. And with 3 minutes left in the ball game, the Falcons are in huge trouble.
You need a takeaway here. Stop's not going to get it done.
Yeah, you need a bad snap of some sort.
Yeah, fumble.
Now they'll have the blocking backs set to the left. They get the snap. Getting through and getting down inside the 20 down to the 18 is going to be Wallen. Now, I think the situation here is, do you let them score? I think you almost have to, just so you can get the ball back down by 8. Because I think Elizabethton is just going to be if they get another first down here, they're going to grind out the clock. Fulton's got 1 timeout remaining. It's unorthodox football, but we've seen it at some other levels. It's probably not something you're very comfortable doing, as we're under the 2-minute mark remaining in the football game. 2nd down, 4 yards to go. Handoff. Wallen gets to the outside. Nice tackle by Derek Smith. He dives forward down to the 18, and I think Fulton's going to use their last timeout.
So
Justin Long's trying to call timeout.
They won't give it to him.
And they won't give it to him, and now they finally do.
After they run 5 seconds off.
With 1:28 remaining. So now,
you have to
the situation is this. I think you stop the clock with 1:28 remaining. It's 3rd and 4. You've got to get a stop on this play, and then Elizabethton has to decide, do they try a field goal or do they go for it on 4th down to try to win? It's about as tough of a spot as you could possibly be in. And I hope everybody's wearing maroon, holding out hope right here that something good can happen.
Stranger things have happened. But deck's not exactly stacked in your favor right here.
Well, yeah, this is about as tough as a situation you could possibly be in. 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 4 with 1:28 remaining.
Let's see what the game plan is here.
Ball at the Fulton 18-yard line. 2 blocking backs against Wallen's the running back again. Wallen gets it. Big hole, falls forward, and gets it just across to the 15. It's going to be about a yard short. There's 40 seconds on the play clock, 1:18 left. So you got 1 play here if you're Elizabethton, and I think you have to go for it. Can the Cyclones get 4th and inches right here to win the football game? If the Falcons can get a stop, there'll be about 40 seconds left on the clock. 4th down, 1 yard to go. Again, 2 blocking backs split to the right. Wallen, the running back, gets the big hole, and he's tripped up at the 10. And Elizabethton is going to win this football game 14-13 as he gets the first down. 4th downs killed the Falcons tonight. And a valiant effort by this Fulton football team is going to come up short, as the Fulton Falcons will come up short in their bid to win here tonight at Elizabethton. It was a great effort, but a disappointing conclusion, as Elizabethton will take a knee, and they won't have to take another knee. And the Cyclones will get to go to Anderson County next week as they defeat the Fulton Falcons by the final score of 14-13. Clock running down, a very disappointing end to what has been a great season. But again, you got to be proud of the way that the Falcons fought here tonight. And when you were leading 13-0 late in the ball game, you thought you had a chance, but the Cyclones made the play to get the job done. Elizabethton 14, Fulton 13. Final score back in 60 seconds with our post-game wrap-up as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS. Falcons lose 14-13 here at 14-13, the final score. Falcons lose tonight to Elizabethton. We'll get ready to go down to the sideline here in just a moment as Isaiah has Coach Justin Long down for the post-game interview. And I think you're ready to go. Go ahead. I think Isaiah may be too far across the field there for that. Let's see. Let's try to see what we can do here. Okay, go ahead. Just out of reach.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, guys. Coach, you saw a lot of fight out of your team right there, man. What's your message to them going into the offseason?
I don't know. I didn't even thought about the offseason. I just hurt for the guys. They battled tonight. They did everything we asked them to do. We just didn't make enough plays. It wasn't a situation where we didn't bring it. We just didn't make enough plays, and they made a few more than we did tonight. Hats off to Elizabethton. Great program. They do it the right way. Proud of our guys, proud of this season, proud of who they are, and I thought they represented well tonight.
Big group of seniors. You have anything to say to those guys?
Just proud of them and love them. Real Fulton guys, man. Real Fulton guys. They represented well. They tried to put a great brand of football on the field tonight. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
All right, that's Isaiah Gilmore down on the sideline. And, Isaiah, thank you for a great job and have a safe trip back home.
Hey, thank you.
That's Isaiah Gilmore on the post-game wrap-up. And, Parker, the pain of it being the last game is always tough, and especially the last game when you've left it all out on the field is even more so painful.
Yeah, last one is always a tough one. There are sometimes when it's bittersweet, when it's usually a pretty good ending to your season. But when it's the last game of your season and there's still 4 more weeks of football going on, it's always a tough pill to swallow. Whether it's on the road, at home, there's just no way to beat around the bush. It's not good.
Well, it's, 20 seniors for this Fulton football team. You had a lot of those guys out with injury in this game, and the guys that were left out there tonight left it all on the field, and it was Elizabethton made one more play than Fulton did, and that's what it boiled down to, the 4th down conversion. If Fulton gets the ball back up 13-0, I don't think Elizabethton has time to pound the football. They have to throw it, and Slagle was hobbling around, but he made the perfect play at the perfect time, and when that happens, it's meant for them to win.
Yeah, I mean, to say he was less than effective in the air would be an understatement. It was just the one play that made the difference. You could argue that the interception down here at the end of the first half was a big deal.
And that's killed us twice this year, not scoring right before halftime.
Yeah, it's just it's rough. You hate to see it.
Well, we don't want to belabor the point, so we're just going to go ahead and wrap things up on this as the Falcons lose this football game by the final score of 14-13. 13-0 lead evaporates in the fourth quarter. The Elizabethton Cyclones will get the joy of going to Maverick Land next week and take on and see the greatest show on turf and have some fireworks shot off, and good luck with that. So 14-13 the final score as the Falcons end their season with a 6-5 record, and 20 seniors playing their last game ever for the Fulton Falcons, and it's going to be a group that we're desperately going to miss. And next year is going to be a very different football team just because you're going to have so much you're going to have so many guys that are inexperienced, but Coach Long has done an outstanding job with this football team, and it's going to be a battle next year with a young football team, but I think the Falcons hopefully will be up for the challenge.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a lot of new faces. You're losing, your starting quarterback, one of your best wide receivers. You're losing several guys up there on the offensive and defensive line. Your linebacker core is getting decimated. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but
a lot of new faces, a lot of new talent.
But when you've had to play with so many other guys because of injury, that it does have a positive residual effect because you've gotten some other guys some game experience. And
they'll be new but familiar faces.
And just hats off to a really great group of seniors for the Falcons that played their last game tonight, and we're going to miss all of those guys: Javon Molden, Derek Smith, Jove Moore, Tavarie Allen, Albert Johnson, Walter McNair, Vernon Anderson, who was injured before the season even started. Yeah, not us. And didn't even get to play, and that was a blow for this football team. Raymond Thomas, injured, didn't play tonight. Byron Gilmore, Travis Ballinger, who caught the touchdown pass that gave the Falcons a 13-0 lead. Jaquez Brown, Dennis Padilla, Nathan Francis, Adarius Barnett, Connor Weaver, Garen Bailey, Chris Burnett, Larry Lopez, hurt all year long, played through it. Incredible. Jose Soto came out, got hurt almost immediately. Daniel Lopez, who was hurt all year long. This team was banged up almost from day one. And, what's special is these guys dug deep, especially those linemen, and fought through the injuries. And we had a 6-5 season and had a chance to win in the first round of the playoffs, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and to be fair, 6-5, there are some teams that would kill for that. If you go back to, mid-July, June, everybody's thinking, ceiling for this team is probably 4 wins at best.
Yep.
So the fact that they met and exceeded everyone's expectations, that's something you got to tip your hat to. Jay Long's building something good here.
Well, a great first year for head coach Justin Long, and a great job by a really short-handed coaching staff, just because there was not a full coaching staff all year long, just because we need some more help, and we need help in every area. We need help in every area possible in our program, and hopefully people will see the effort that was put out tonight by this football team and will try to help make things better for our program for the future. We want to thank all the people that make these broadcasts possible. West Welch and Reed Engineers is our lone sponsor on these broadcasts. So the budget for these broadcasts is next to zero. West Welch and Reed helps us out, and that money goes for basically the pizza for the press box in the home game, and we were able to give our crew some hats, and our sweatshirts didn't get here in time for this game. So for some things like that. But beyond that, our budget is pretty much zero. So thanks to West Welch and Reed Engineers for stepping up each and every year and supporting these broadcasts. So to do what we do, and we got over 1,000 subscribers to our WKCS YouTube channel. We're very thankful for that. So to do what we do on basically next to no budget is incredible, and we hope that you appreciate the work that goes into putting these broadcasts together, because it is a lot of work, and there will be about an hour's worth of tearing down after the game and getting everything packed up, plus the drive home. So these guys sacrifice each and every Friday night to be here, and from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank them enough for the sacrifice that they give to our radio station and the video stream, so that you can sit at home and listen and watch.
Or wherever you are, we got people all over the country like to watch us.
I owe an incredible debt of gratitude to all you guys. So let's go down the list. Robert Sheffield in the studio, couldn't do it without him. We've said that over and over and over and over and over again. Robert is
had an interesting year today.
Yeah,
year this year.
Yeah, and just we're proud of Robert and just love him with all our heart, and we appreciate Robert so much. All of the students that work on our pregame show, and it was a lot of the football players. Haddison Daughtery, host Maddox Myers, who's in the band, is a part of that. You had Javon Molden, Joe Moore, Larry Lopez, Garen Bailey. A lot of those guys that you hear on Friday nights are part of our class and worked on our pregame show. They did a great job. Also, behind us right now, of course you can't see it because you're listening to the video stream of our broadcast, is Riley Cox, who's been a backbone.
Our lone senior.
And we're going to miss him. He can always come back and help anytime that he wants to do that. Plus, we had Jeremy Perry that helped out, and several other guys that students that helped. The law firm, we appreciate them. Manny McNish, along with Trace McCulley and Jack McCulley, they did an outstanding job being a part of our halftime show on these broadcasts, and that was really great. And we look forward to having them on their broadcast for the next 3 years. And then the guys to my side that are with me. Parker Hall has been with the broadcast for forever, it feels like. I appreciate.
Thank you, year 10.
Yeah. And I appreciate you tremendously. And Nicholas Slagle behind the scenes is incredible, putting all this together, and us being able to stream the audio to YouTube was big tonight, and we had a lot of people listen that way. Yeah, in addition to the stream that we normally do on just WKCS Radio and over the air. So who am I forgetting? Isaiah Gilmore, Steve Diggs down on the sideline. Gosh, it's such a big crew that make all this possible. So from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you to my crew, and I say thank you for listening.
Can't forget Josh.
Yeah, Jammin' Josh. We forgot about him.
Missed him the past couple weeks.
Josh
Work kind of called him away.
Yeah,
but
because he's a hard-working man, and Josh was a big help for us throughout the year, and hopefully
our utility player.
Yeah, whenever Josh is available on our broadcast, he can be back to help us. So just a great crew. My heart overflows in thankfulness for the work that they do and the time that they sacrifice for nothing in return. I just can't thank all them enough. So the year ends 6-5 for the Fulton Falcons as they lose tonight in the first round of the playoffs to Elizabethton by the final score of 14-13. For everyone here at WKCS Radio, until we talk to you again next year, this is Russell May saying thanks for listening to Fulton Football on WKCS Radio. Good night, Reagan. Good night, Anderson.